Companies are ripping us off. They don't want us to know that there's an easier way to get cheaper insurance. All you have to do is go here and get a quote in under 2 minutes. And if you've overpaid in the past, they'll even refund your money. You just put in your information and then it compares all the different insurance companies to make sure that you get the best rate. Plus, it includes state discounts, which other insurance companies don't do. And it's all to help you get the best
morality when black people do it. I don't like selective morality when white people do it. Do you know what selective morality is, brothers and sisters? Let me tell you what selective morality is. Selective morality is when you apply your moral principles. Selective morality is when you apply your moral principles to some people, but not all people. Selective morality is when you say it's wrong to abuse a child, but when your friends abuse a child, you overlook it. Selective morality is when you say it's wrong to steal, but when somebody in your family steals, you overlook it. Adam Silver, you are a hypocrite. The untouchable community, you a bunch of hypocrites. If that book, if that video is so disrespectful of your so-called heritage, why are you not attacking everybody who's promoting and selling that video and that book? Help me understand. If it's that bad, and Adam and Jeff Bezos has the largest selling platform in the world, so anybody who wants that book and anybody who wants that DVD, they're going to get it from Amazon. They're going to get it from Jeff Bezos, who's worth $139 billion, third richest man in the world, but y'all didn't send him no letter to cease and desist. When is Amazon Prime going to get a cease and desist letter? When is Amazon Prime going to get a cease and desist letter? When is Amazon Prime going to get a cease and desist letter like the one y'all gave Kyrie Irving? Like the one y'all gave Kanye West? So let me understand. If you white, if you are a Caucasian, and you promote information interpreted by the untouchables to be an attack on their culture, it's okay. If the white man does it, it's okay. But if the black man does it, it's a problem. So do you know what that means to me? Do you know what that means to me? I'm going to tell you what that means to me. What that means to me is, this is really not about hate against the untouchable community. This is not about hate against the untouchables. Because if it was, Jeff Bezos would have been served with a cease and desist. Remove that book, remove that DVD from Amazon Prime. Y'all ain't said a word to that man. Y'all ain't said a word to that man. So you're telling me you openly support the continued selling of a book and documentary that you claim to be against you. You openly support the continued selling and distribution of a book and documentary you claim is against your people. You openly support the selling and distribution of a book and DVD that you claim is against your people. So let me tell you what this is really about. This ain't about no anti this or anti that. This ain't about no hatred for the untouchable community. You know what this is about? This is about the untouchable community tightening the noose around the neck of its black male celebrities. I said this is about the untouchable community tightening the noose around the neck of its black male celebrities. I said this is about the untouchable community pulling that noose a little tighter. See, Kanye West, he loosened that noose up a little bit. Kanye West, as crazy and inconsistent as he is, Kanye West loosened that noose up a little bit. Kanye loosened that noose up a little bit. And whenever the slaves start loosening up the noose, the slave master got to pull them back in.
The mastery of water is my domain.
Oh, this? This is my Kohler digital shower. See?
Summon your ultimate shower with a touch. Visit Kohler.com.
Oh yes, Poseidon like it.
He got to pull them back in. Because after all, the untouchable community has made...
Of course, I disagree with everything this nut is saying. He's a nut. He's a nut. He's a nut himself. Savage Peace. So I disagree with everything this stupid nigga saying. Yeah, he's a buffoon. Everything this dude is saying, again, I'm going to show you something that we should be backing. But when Negroes can't control their mouth, right? When they go on the offense, when they go start offending other races and nationalities because they believe something, okay? It's not like it's a belief that they have, that they adopted, a belief that the conscious community, for the most part, debates and debunks on a regular basis. So now they used to bring on the Hebrews as entertainment, you know, a whipping stick for Unk, Polite, Shaka, all those guys. You dig? Like they came on the show to get beat up. And then some good ones came out of that, you know, Tazariot, Divine Prospect, Zion Lex. So good ones came out of that. That wasn't so easy. But 2 out of those 3 didn't believe the One West doctrine. The One West doctrine is completely racist, hatred, bigotry, anti-Semitic, anti-humankind. You dig? They believe only who's on a chart will get salvation, in all the other nations, Asia, name it, Africa, are going to slavery. So they're not just anti-Semitic, they're anti-everybody except for Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Hispanic, Black, Americans, Jamaicans, Haitians, everybody else, they're anti. So they're anti-Africa. We've been knew that. You heard Tazarek said the little African boy can't come to his picnic. Why are we acting stupid because a black fool with money got checked? Oh no, they didn't check him. He said some stupid shit, but no. We could say what we want to say because we've been hurt, we've been enslaved, and we've been Jim Crewed, and we've been racially discriminated against, racially marginalized, redlining, all these things. You dig? So now we get to abuse and hurt everybody because we've been hurt. Stop it. Exactly, Arande. Peace, God body. Right. Now, let's say, I'm telling you, Kyrie had a video that has some aggressive stuff in there, and believe me, it was terrible. They were saying the Jewish people of today are the synagogue of Satan, and that the Holocaust was fake. Like it says some very offensive stuff. That doesn't mean Kyrie all the way stamped it. Okay, they pressed him on it, which they should have. Just like if one of these white great tennis players or one of these white baseball players had tweeted "Birth of a Nation," you dig, or "Burning Mississippi," had they tweeted something like that, we would have wanted somebody from the media to question them on that. Like, yo, why you tweet that with no caption? Like, you co-signing this? They gave the brother a way out. They asked, yo, did you know that was anti-Semitic? He's talking about his history. Okay, cool. If you guys think that's not bad enough, how about when they asked the brother directly, okay, Kyrie, are you anti-Semitic? Are you an anti-Semite? They asked him plain and direct. Forget about the video, because people on this panel want to make it about the video. Forget about the video. They asked the brother plain and direct, are you anti-Semitic? The brother didn't say yes or no. Okay. Skip and Shannon just pointed out that he's in Brooklyn. He's not in Oklahoma. He's not in Mississippi. He's not somewhere where there's not a lot of Jewish people. All right. New York probably got the most Jewish people in the country living. And Kyrie knows that. Anybody in New York knows that. Miss Tiff will tell you, there's nothing but Jewish people out there. Communities. A lot of Russians too, by the way. And we know like China has a big area over there. New York. So yes, an area like that where you work at, you might want to be Asian sensitive. You might want to be Russian, Ukraine sensitive. You might want to be Jewish sensitive. You not only, you know what I mean, the commissioner of the NBA is Jewish. You might want to be sensitive on your language. You dig? Real simple. He could have just said, no, I'm not anti-Semitic. I posted a video. I don't condone what's in the video. I just posted it as something interesting and maybe people should look at and decide for themselves. You know, I found some things in there accurate, found some things inaccurate, but I left it to anybody to view it for themselves. I don't co-sign that thing. Something like that. No, he doubled down. He tripled down. He quadrupled down. So they took his sneakers, right? Which was never his. He signed contracts to get a percentage off the sneaker. Okay, his name is on it to promote it, and he designed a certain way, and he wore it in the NBA to promote it himself. Okay, so yes, the people who manufacture, produce, and pay you can get out of that contract if they felt like you breached it. I don't know the terms of his contract, but we all have worked for corporations and people, okay? And we might hate our boss. We might think our boss, well, we might like our boss, but think the way he's being treated by his wife is terrible. We might think the way she's being treated by her husband is terrible. We might think the way they treat their kids are terrible. We might think the way their kids treat them is terrible, personally. Okay, but we're not going to co-sign something that disrespects them in a way that they can check us. We're smart enough. Okay, so again, China has basketball teams. Russia has basketball teams. The chick Brittany Griner was making more over there than over here. Yeah, no. If you exactly, Arande, if you post something without caption, it's clear you're supporting it. Unless it's, you know, like there's some things that just speak for itself. You just post a meme because it speaks. If you play it, it's just funny, right? It speaks for itself. Or some type of robbery. But if you're posting a documentary, okay, if I go to my group, Unbiased Research, and post a documentary that's straight bull, or at the very least controversial, I'm sure people want to know, like, especially on the panel, Stu P. Smile like, yo, Unbiased, do you believe that the earth is flat? I'm like, nah, yeah, but you posted it. And don't forget, this is not an ordinary documentary. If I post a documentary on how the earth is flat, some Alex Jones video, it's going to have fake pseudo proofs in there. So a wise person would be cool to assume that I'm backing this video as though it's got some validity to it. Yeah, not even a gorilla would jeopardize his tree and banner. Right, come on. He's for, yeah, and you're gonna see. I'm gonna play him in his own words in a minute. You go behind Amazon Primo and dumbass brother still made it. I hate how Kyrie tried to say he wasn't pro. Exactly. People act like white people ain't been canceled. Right? He said, hey, yo, God body, I'm dying over here. I'm like, yo, white people been since this Black Lives Matter. I think they've been fired and canceled the most out of anybody in this country for racially charged things. Okay. Now, here's the thing that Black people are afraid to say. Black people are afraid. I'm sorry. We are afraid to say this. We are jealous at tight-knit communities that won't let anybody violate them. Whether it's the LGBTQI plus, whether it's the women's suffrage movement, whether it's the feminist movement, whether it's the Asian community, the Jewish community, whatever community. Even you just got pushback. Like you will get pushback when you have a strong, tight-knit community. The black community as a whole, like we got certain pockets in Islam, and I'm sure the Hebrew community in some respect is tight-knit. But I'm saying black people as a unit, as a unit in this country, we are not tight-knit. Some of us allow certain disrespect or certain low-key disrespect. Some of us don't. Some black men, especially older ones, older than me, don't tolerate the N-word. Use at all, not just towards them, but use at all. Some black men tolerate it. You dig? So you see, we're not really on code on anything. Some women oppose the B word being taught to refer to women, period. All women. Some women don't care. You dig? So we're all over the place. We're not tight knit in anything but probably injustice. Like when we see somebody getting shot down by an officer, not by somebody black, we're not even tight knit on justice. Like we're just tight knit on white folks coming down on us, whether they are in the right or in the wrong. That's the only time we respond and act like we're tight knit. When it's a white person allegedly or controversially attacking us or appear to be attacking us, because some of this stuff is justified. But if it's a white person appearing to be attacking us, that's when we get up in arms. They got to be white. Dude. Otherwise, we're going to be silent and we're going to be a loose-knit community. All right, so let me play this for a little bit more. Matter of fact, I'm not going to play no more. Polite surprisingly said some stuff. Somebody, do you think you debunked Alex Jones? Don't think that's possible. I mean, he debunked himself when he went back on the Sandy Hook statements and fake evidence and actors. When he started talking about they were actors and actresses, he went back and apologized. So he debunked himself. So he's done. If you're gonna, and also if you're gonna say something, stand on it all the way and lose everything if need be. Like your religious leaders. Like I don't know if I think Kyrie is. I think he just might be. I don't know if he's a. I guess he's a black Hebrew Israelite wannabe, because he's not one. You dig? He'll be coming to the game with fringes. But even then, when you go into the rhetoric of saying you are a Jew, that's not really that offensive or consider anti-Semitic. It's when you condone videos or even get caught spewing that you are the true Jew and every other Jew is false, because you have 3 different groups of Semitic people. All right, it's not just the white Ashkenazis. You have they say the Mediterranean area and the Mizraim, something like that. But it's Sephardic. So you got 3 different groups, and the other groups go into the class of or the category of Jews of color. So I'm gonna need no man to come back on here because I need her to explain why she posted that article. Because if that article is to justify Kyrie or justify blacks or Jews too, yeah, I'm gonna need no man to come back on and explain how that's possible. Okay, I read it up and down, and I don't see if that's her angle. She needs to come with it. Got love for you, but you're out of. You know, I understand. I understand this one, and you know what? That's what Polite video was about. So Polite made a video that I agree with. Okay, he said that he was giving commentary on the Kyrie situation. He was saying, you know, some things I'm going to say that you're going to like, and some things I'm going to say you're not going to like. And he said that's the whole point of the lie. Exactly. So if you guys are campaigning for Kyrie to be able to say what he wants without backlash, then let him buy his sport, say what I want without being crucified. But I'm not off, unless, I mean, like the only people who think I'm off are people who buy into the Hebrew doctrine. And I can accept that. I can accept that because I understand why, but because that's part of some of their doctrine. But I know that when you go into trying to prove that you're a Hebrew and you're Black American bloodline, that's another thing Black Hebrews do. They don't say they're now. They would condemn white people, as no man was, you know, she read it and she was saying it with indigenous, like they would condemn Black people, but they would condemn white people, white Jews today as being Jews without an authentic bloodline. But then I say, well, are you saying the black African Americans are Jews by bloodline? No. Okay. Are they Jews by faith? Like how you allege the white Ashkenazis are? You say yes. I say, okay, so if they both can convert, then why is one the fake Jew and one is the real Jew? Oh yeah. Savage. And my boy is a fake. You know what's worse? Okay, so if you got a problem with certain doctrines, certain faiths, because it might be offensive or pseudo, what's worse than that are people who take pieces and bits of that doctrine and use it. So they're not really a Hebrew. They're not really a Muslim. They're not really what they call them, Hotep Egyptian. I can't stand fake Hebrews. And Ye and Kanye and Kyrie are fake Hebrew Israelites. They don't even live the life, but they want to use Yahweh and all these talking points and arguments and share videos. But they too cowardly to live the life all the way. That's why, man, Divine Prospect, say what you want. Cesariak, Zion Lex, they live the life. Jeremiah Judah and all those guys, they live the life. And you can accept that more than the clowns who just spew it at their convenience to offend another group. You know, Ye and Kyrie, people like that, young Pharaoh, and they weaponize these talking points. They don't really live a life as a black Hebrew Israelite or a Jew. I'm Creole black as a Ashkenazi. I mixed with Creole black and Jewish. So let me stop this Umar guy. He's a complete. When it comes to, again, I don't know how we could ever take Umar serious on any subject, even when he's talking about clinical psychology, because his diagnosis is horribly foreign and ridiculous there too. He's the only public clinical psychologist that teaches that ADD is a result of the father, the daddy not being at home. There's no other public clinical psychologist who repeats that. So he is literally the only clinical psychologist, school psychologist that spews that. He's the only one. Like, dude, how did you come to that? So therefore, he got some other schooling. Damn, I see a mosquito right there. Damn it. Oh, I got my off right there. Got my off. Yes, it's handy. Yes, where you go? I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get the hammer. He's gonna bite me. Where you go? Damn, I always get the off when they bounce, when they fly off. I got it in my hand now. All right, so let me go to Polite. So finally, Polite says some decent
Time
stuff.
out to review or get a team to review the things that you want to put forth.
And while he's doing that, I got a couple Hebrew Israelites that have some interest on, and that's why I'm more here, because of Kyrie and Ye statements got me debunking some arguments of the Hebrew Israelites to let you know that even some of their faith is just foolishness. Not just their views or other races, like their actual faith from the book is foolishness. It's not even book based. It's interpretation based, and the interpretation is flawed. So as you see, they believe again, we're reading from the Bible, the New Testament. I have no argument with anybody who don't read the New Testament. You can't win that because they don't accept it. Right. So, but those who accept the New Testament, if you accept the New Testament and you speak English perfectly, and you read the book of Matthew and Luke and sit here and conclude that the Bible's not telling you that Mary was a woman without sex who gave birth, I say that you should get your brain checked, get some brain cell implants. So these are the Hebrew Israelites I'm bringing on here, because I'm showing that look how off they are in the Bible. Forget about history, DNA, and tracing bloodlines. Look how off they are with a story in not perfect, but in context. Dude, you can't even read English words in context. And there's a reason why they love reading from the King James Bible, is because they say all that thither thou to, and we don't speak that today. We're far removed from that. We never spoken that. So that's foreign to us when we read that. They are highly opposed to any modern English version of the Bible. So they use, so in the 1600s, when they said certain words like kid, when they say kid, they're talking about a young goat, a baby goat. The Bible is never going to talk about a kid as a child. It's going to always say kid as a baby goat. But if you let a fourth grader read that and they read kid, they can assume that a child is going to be sacrificed to God. Also, the word black. Black, like I was trying to explain to disingenuous black man, that black is never in the Bible used for somebody's color. Like, see, the thing is, like, they would sit here and say black and white is new, 20th century. But then they'll read black and white in the Bible and says this is talking about color. It's like, dude, make your goddamn mind up. Okay, so the word black and white are not used in the Bible to tell somebody's race. It's to tell a condition. Okay? So many verses Hebrews have read to me. See, it says the children of Israel is blackened to the ground. That's like verse 9. I say, okay, my brother, can we read verse 1? And you'll see that these guys were caught up in a fire and were burnt up. And then it said they were blackened to the ground. This is what we get. This is what we get from some Hebrew Israelites. Basic words from the Bible, they twist up. Okay, so let me go. Black is only a status.
If you know it's provocative. Because I want...
Hold on, let me turn my computer on. Planes flying around.
These people in our community to thrive. And I want them to be in a position of power whereby it can filter into our communities for people that have lesser resources. They're no good to no one if they...
Rob Rich Singer said, bro, my question is, where in the Bible is a people called Hebrew Israelites? The book they use to try to prove their claim. Yeah, exactly. Decent. So this is their clever way. A good question, Rob Rich. This is their clever way of escaping the term Jew, because Jesus looked at some Jews, not all. This is where they mess it up. The Bible, Jesus is speaking to, the Bible clearly says there are some evil Jews, right? There are some Pharisees and Sadducees. He called them part of an evil and adulterous nation. Not all Jews. So when the Bible reads 2 and 9, Revelations 2 and 9, it says they are not Jews, but the synagogue of Satan. It said, for those who say they are Jews, they are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. These are clearly the Jews in the Bible who did not believe on Jesus and thought he was an imposter, a hypocrite, a fake. But there was many Jews who followed him, who accepted the bread and the fish, who came to him to be vexed from an illness, blindness, an unclean spirit, that believed on him. As a matter of fact, so this is their way of saying we're not Jew, because they believe all the Jews were condemned by Jesus. So now we're going to be something new. We're going to be a Hebrew Israelite. See? Ha! We got you. And some are clever enough to drop the Hebrew and they just call themselves Israelites today. Decent said they rely on the blessing given to Jacob, stolen from Esau, a stolen blessing. So Decent said they rely on a stolen blessing. And right, and then they'll sit here, dude, you got a stolen blessing. And you're gonna sit here and condemn somebody else. Now you see why the Muslims, Orthodox, some of them get on the Jewish people. They say, yo, man, we're chosen. The people who follow Allah. You're not, because your blessing is fabricated, it's forfeit. There's no real contract. So in other words, all made up. Well, that's just it. Jacob means to Jack. Jack means Jack moves to Jack. You got it, Jack. So anyway, let's hear Polite. Polite seems to make sense. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I stopped it once he started making a little sense.
Get stripped of all their resources. And if it's good to no one if they into our power.
So now, this is real talk.
To thrive, and I want them to be. I want these people in our community to thrive, and I want them to be in a position of power whereby it can filter into our communities for people that have lesser resources. They're no good to no one if they get stripped of all their resources.
Right.
And if at the end of the day, people are going to turn around and apologize after they said what they said, then you may as well hire a team, a professional.
Right. And then they apologize afterward. So now they be called the COON word to some people. So the people who once backed them, once they apologize for their comment or their action or their behavior, and then all of a sudden the people who were backing them turn on them and call them the COON word or worse words than that. Like we weren't right to stand against that from the beginning.
So you can get the conveyance right the first time around. That's what this is about. Because I can nitpick. I can talk about religion, and I can tell you, when it comes to the monotheistic religions, they all say something dirty in their text about somebody else. But then, if a human being says something, everybody's in their feelings. But I guarantee you, if we went into people's religious texts, you would see what this group has to say about that group, what that group has to say about that group, what this one has to say about the Christian's Jesus and the Christian's mother, Mary, labeling her derogatory, sexually provocative names. And no one's going to tell that group that has that material in their text, take that out your text, I'm offended. We got to respect people's religion. And another model, don't trust the Christians and don't trust the other group. Yeah, that's in somebody else's religious text that comes after the more older text. But I'm not here to debate those conversations because I don't want no one to get distracted from the point. But what I'm saying is, if everybody's so really emotional, then people need to start taking things out of their script, out of their religious text that demean other races. But because the populace isn't educated in the original languages of the religions that they make subscriptions to, because the populace only regurgitates the same verses over and over, most people are not even aware that they're in a religion that talks derogatory about other religions. All of them do it. All of them do it. And if we really are hard pressed and we're in our feelings, some religions revere their group as the chosen and everybody else is a heathen. Nobody gonna take that out their text. They got the right to their religious belief. And I feel they should have the right to their belief, be it fact or fiction. A person can believe and still be 100% wrong. But no one's going to take these things out of their text, are they? Kyrie Irving says something about, he posted a link that comes from Amazon.
Right, God Body. That's part of, and you know what's funny? That's an interesting point, God Body, because these people, they condemn who they believe are the fake Jews and their history, right? But then these same people who believe they're the true Jews don't consider their own history. You just said 40 kids were killed, murdered because they were laughing. You got Dylan Roots in the Bible. Don't forget, they believe this is actual history. So it's like, yo, that's like the pot calling the kettle black. It's like, dude, your history just as bad. Like I pointed out yesterday. Jews were condoning, God was condoning slavery. God condones rape. God allows all this stuff, evil, mean stuff to happen. And he kills a lot, his damn self. when so they condemn. Now watch this. Please remind me to say this later when somebody comes on. So they condemn a certain community of people for pulling away contracts and canceling for things they don't like that somebody had done or said. But the God of the Bible, when you do something he doesn't like or say something that he doesn't like, he kill you on the spot. Really? Make it make sense, man.
That had content that would obviously
Oh, what the hell? I didn't. Oh my God. Stopped it by mistake.
Kyrie Irving says
If you've got the Airbnb app on your phone, you're already halfway to making six figures in semi-passive monthly income.
You see, we've cracked the code to recurring real estate.
Hold a lot during sleeping with him.
says something about well, he posted a link that comes from Amazon that had content that would obviously anger the Jewish community.
Right. Say it one more time.
The link. Irvin. Kyrie Irving says something about well, he posted a link that comes from Amazon that had content that would obviously anger
Right.
the Jewish community.
Thank you.
Makes perfect sense. I mean, the things that's in that documentary, if I was Jewish, I would consider it to be based on the culture and me being raised to see myself one day.
Right.
If I looked at that documentary, I would be incredibly hurt, disgusted, and upset. And I'm saying to myself, the commissioner of the NBA is Jewish. And you know, people may say, what does this guy do with anything? If Kyrie has his truth, then post the link. But
What Polite said is great because when you say something like that, like, listen, we all know who has the power to cause us harm, to inflict harm on us, right? You know the people in your daily lives, right? I don't mean you know them like you know their name, last name, but we know that if certain communities, there's certain gangs, there's certain white supremacists, there's certain whatever, right? And we know certain people at your job. You know that certain actions will result in a reaction, and you know that that reaction can cause some type of pain on you, physical, mental. You dig? You get where I'm going. So when you're in a space where you're on national TV before the world, you know who can cause pain at that point. Okay, it can be a crazy fan or some hateful guy on the streets like Nipsey Hussle, or it could be somebody in your realm, right? Business that can close doors. Like, so the bottom line is that everybody knows who can cause them financial pain if they did certain things. My point is that, Ye, I don't believe, again, I will stand on this. I don't believe Nick Cannon meant to offend anybody. I don't believe he was saying things out of because something happened or he didn't get a contract. I could be wrong. But I don't believe that was his intention. I think he was just flowing. He did, and he thought he was. I think he was getting his young fat wrong. He thought he was saying some real good information, and it was false, unbeknownst to him. That's like quoting a Hidden Color documentary. Most people think they're really dropping science. They don't know that they're offending or they're just revising history. But Ye, I believe Ye and Kanye. I believe Ye and Kyrie. I should say Kanye. No, I should say Kyrie. Kyrie. That's both of them. I believe Kyrie Ye were upset, and on their mind was that community. I believe whatever got them pissed off, I believe they were upset at that community for something, some reason. And they both were going to throw a shot out in public to get a reaction from that community. For some reason, like Polite said, in considering that things might not go your way as a result.
If he's just going to apologize at the end of the day, then get it right the first time. And what I mean by that is some things you just don't need to do. But be that as it may, I can't consider that he would not think there wouldn't be a certain backlash, especially in light of the Kanye West events, because this comes right after.
Right. So this is why I say this is why I believe he was purposely trying to draw a reaction from a particular community. This is why I believe that. Ye might have been overwhelmed. Ye might not have known how powerful certain people, how powerful the country is, how they're going to get on code and start canceling and pulling away contracts. Ye, that might have caught him off guard because I believe he was sick mentally. Most people do. Kyrie seen that happen to a billionaire that has more control of his life than Kyrie. Okay. Kyrie is literally owned. I don't believe Ye is owned. Kyrie his rights is literally owned by the NBA. He is a basketball slave, literally. And for you to see what they did to a so-called freeman for certain offensive statements, and you come behind, and no apologies, doubling down, you come behind him, a free man, as a slave, and you think it's going to work out good for you. So I agree with Brother Polite that he had to expect some type of push, some strong pushback. He had to expect something's coming there. Now, these people believe in the Bible, okay? The Bible says unwarranted, things come at you, right? Things like you're living a prosperous life, good life, praising God, and the evil just come at you. Dude, you went out there and evoked evil to come at you. Like you went out there and prayed. You went out there and said Candyman 5 times, basically.
To some extent, I almost feel like it might have been posted semi in support of Kanye, but that's just an assumption. It doesn't have to be true. But what I will say is this. If Kyrie Irving can be reprimanded, because nobody here is above or beyond reproach, If Kyrie Irving can be reprimanded, whereby he has to give up over $200,000 a day every time he's not playing.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
If he can be fined, suspended, have to get counseling, mediation, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know about all that stuff.
That's fine. Okay? These are positive approaches depending on what stand you take on how to remedy the situation. Education is always good. If someone says, I'm going to take time out to educate you on why I believe something you did is wrong, I think that's a positive approach. Here's where it gets confusing. Since Kyrie Irving got this link from this highly provocative content from Amazon.
Not the Jeff Bezos conspiracy. Don't do it, Polite.
Then my question would be,
here we go.
Is the NBA still contracting with Amazon for streaming services?
Oh, I knew we were going to conspiracy. Dude. Okay. Dude. I'm sure Amazon, like Facebook, got disclaimers. Disclaimers. I'm sure it did got disclaimers. Okay. The difference here, brother Polite, is that if you bring that to Jeff Bezos' attention, and like I told no man, like by doing this, like y'all gonna get the brother documentary pulled from Amazon. Like that's like dry snitching. It's like, why go there and then get 2 black men canceled? I don't get it. But anyway, since they're going there, that's not the same, brother Polite. I want them to interview an Amazon representative or Jeff Bezos himself and ask him what he feel about the documentary, and ask him, is he anti-Semitic, and watch he give a different response than Kyrie Ye. Okay, so Polite, save it.
Conversation. I don't want to get into those politics.
All right. So anyway, yeah, don't get to, because you're bad with politics. All right. So let me go here first. Let me show you something that we should. Farrakhan defends Kyrie Irving. Oh my God, of course he does. Like, who's more anti-Semitic than Farrakhan? All right. So let me first show you something that we should stand behind, because it was an unwarranted attack. You dig? This is where we need to bring our attention to. Let since we go in Bible, like Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. Kyrie and Kanye were done. So let their peoples make arrangements for their burial. But this is something we should be standing behind. She called her an Nigger and then a bitch. This is Louisville, Kentucky.
Disturbing cell phone video taken at the University of Kentucky.
And while doing it, she's trying to assault her.
Shows a white student attacking and harassing a black student and yelling racist remarks. Could you stop, please?
Can't fight. This ain't what's that show? Damn it. The woman with the sword. This ain't one of those movies, all right? You ain't Ronda Rousey. Kill Bill. This ain't Kill Bill.
Authorities arresting 22-year-old Sophia Rosing for attacking freshman Kyla Spring, who was working an overnight shift.
Now look how Negroes, this is what we do though. He looked the wrong way. This is the problem. Now this white girl is trying to assault this black girl, right? Young woman. And we're so loose-knit that we rather just record it. Now, the person recording it should record it. But I seen another black person come across the camera. They should have pulled that white girl, put a foot in her butt. I ain't saying jump her, just literally kicking her ass out the door and tell her, go ahead about yourself. Push her in the ground. But we will let somebody try. What happens if the white girl loosens her arm and steal the black girl and land a good shot and drop her, knock her out? Or, do something damaging, break her jaw. You don't sit there and record and laugh. Oh my God, world star. Get over there and neutralize the threat.
For the weekend at the front desk of a residence hall, Rosing.
I'm telling you, let me and my man be out somewhere and some drunk racist. Like, hey man, hey man, hey cool, and get in his face, man. Again, we ain't gonna kill him or beat him up savagely, but we are gonna neutralize the threat. I'm giving one warning on camera, but keep recording. Listen, my boy, if you don't let him go and start swinging, I'm gonna put you down. Okay? He swing again. We got a warning on video. Pop, pop, pop. Gonna put him down. And then we're gonna wait for the cops to come.
Charged with 2 count shift over the weekend at the front desk of a residence hall.
All right, so here's the problem with this I have. It's the counts that she's being charged with, like the actual charges. Listen.
Rosing charged with 2 counts of assault,
2 counts of assault, 1 count of what?
For Spring and the other involving a police officer. She's also been charged with disorderly conduct and public intoxication, pleading not guilty in court. Meanwhile, the community.
But she don't They don't charge her with a hate crime after saying you are an NIGGER as she swung to insult her. So by saying that, we can argue the narrative is that you are attacking her because she's black and you think low of black people. You said a word that's derogatory to black people. That means that they are lower, they're subhuman than yourself. A white woman, white American. That's the problem I have with this. Let Kyrie and Ye defend themselves like they should. They brought it on themselves. And let's defend somebody who was defenseless, who was not responsible for their own attack. Somebody attacking them, right? This is who we need to defend. We should be calling for hate crime charges. All right? You got it? Okay, good. And she was banned from the university. But again, we want hate crime charges. If somebody was trying to beat up on an Asian person and was yelling Asian derogatory words, slurs, we would be charged with hate crimes like many black people have been charged with. If the person was Hispanic and we said some Hispanic derogatory words as we attacked them and insult them, hate crime. If that person was a woman and we've been a black straight man and we say some hateful derogatory words about women, hate crime. If that person was part of the colorful community and we sat here and said some hateful words towards them that they've been receiving historically as we attempt to assault them, hate crime. So however you want to spin it, we will be charged with hate crimes. We as in black people will be charged with a hate crime. But this country is guilty with allowing other races attack black folks when the crime is based off hate, the hatred of black folks, but they're not getting charged. They're not being held accountable with that charge. So that's what we should be on board fighting for. Not clowns, big, not rich clowns.
I'm saying if Kanye West words or even going through these problems with people of the same kind, I'm not here to speak on his.
Meet Jessica. She is running her insurance agency, staying busy managing agents, making sure
on his behalf. I'm not here to defend him or Kyrie. Seriously empowering me. There's a way it's played. I get it. And then get mad at me and in less than 2 weeks. I totally understand. Contracts and all these other contracts, Balenciaga, Gap, to the point of losing $1 billion in excess in less than 2 weeks. I totally understand. Because you're not going to talk crazy about me on my page and then get mad at me and say, how come you getting blocked? I get it. How can you offend somebody? How can you bite the hand that's feeding you? That's how I feel. I get it. I'm not mad at how the game is played. I'm not mad at it. I'm practical. I'm reasonable. I'm logical. I ain't about to go on a tirade against anybody that is simultaneously empowering me. There's a way to empower people without devaluing other people or speaking condescendingly about other people. I get it. But here's my thing. If companies could come out of contract with Kanye West because of things that he said, his views, his opinions, or maybe misrepresented views, maybe he misrepresented and miscalculated the way he wanted that message to hit. Maybe he's overwhelmed by his own personal experiences with people and made generalizations about the whole because he's consistently going through these problems with people of the same kind. I'm not here to speak on his behalf. I'm not here to defend him or Kyrie. I'm not pro anything. I'm weighing in that if Kanye can lose billions of dollars because he speaks about his views, why aren't the police departments defunding? Why are we not defunding the police departments?
They're on task.
Because they're killing people illegitimately. So how about we take it's incumbent that I take the time out not to say certain things that.
Okay, no more guy with the big shades. Now let's hear from Kyrie himself.
To each one of y'all, sending my prayers up to the Creator, to our ancestors for healing. We all need it about now. You know, they call this the Lord's Day in certain religions, certain parts of our society. So I'm gonna pay my respect and my homage. But shoot, what do I have to tell y'all? Y'all making me forget. Nah, I'm joking. You know, I'm just trolling y'all. But shoot, I gotta share something with y'all. It ain't no bad news or anything like that. It's just a reality, right? And I'm gonna ask y'all from my soul to yours, please do not get distracted out here. Please do not fall victim to what the system is putting out there. It's a lot of misinformation. It's a lot of trauma going around.
Misinformation? Are you serious? That's real. Nike actually pulled their contract from you. There's no more Kyrie. They got a Kyrie 8. I heard they're gonna show, and they're gonna discontinue in the Kyrie series, I guess you call it.
It's a whole lot happening in our world, and the system wants you to be depressed, wants you to be
just stop, depressing yourself.
In a state of being that is low vibrational. All right. It's a change and it's a shift in what's going on in our world right now. And I'm letting you know, I'm not being arrogant or anything like that, but from 1981 to 1996, this millennial generation, I hope y'all know, we're here to shake some shit up. We're here to shake some stuff up. But in order to shake some stuff up, right? And the next generation, Gen Z, is going to come right after us, so they're watching us, right? Then you got my kids' generation, which is very young. But I got on here to say this. Please do not get distracted out here emotionally, spiritually, because the system itself is, is dying. It's dying. Old ways of living, the old ways of doing things, it's not going to last for too much longer, y'all. I'm just saying. And I don't know anything, right? I don't know all the answers to what's going on, but I'm saying this to y'all specifically because it's important that those that understand, that are aligned and what's going on around here, that y'all paying attention, because without us making a change right now and shifting our consciousness, our kids they're gonna fall victim to this system too. And the system I'm talking about it's a myriad of objective topics that we follow since we were kids, which is sex, love, relationships, religion, culture, class, finance, entertainment, media, social platforms at this point. Please do not fall victim to these things that are being manipulated and controlled. Please do not. Please do not. We have so many truth tellers out here that are doing the right things. And I could point them out, but you have to have your own level of discernment once you're consciously awakened to what's really going on. And I could go on and on, but look, I have to speak in general topics because it gets too mixy. You know what I'm saying? But I hopped on here specifically to share something with y'all. My generation, the millennial generation, we got to be better. We got to be better. My millennial generation, we got to be better. We know too much of the truth. And sometimes that will put us in places where we're fearful or we have anxiety. And in order to make an impact out here that is generationally sound, where it lasts for not just one generation, but for 7 to 10 to 20 generations now, we have to break free mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to do it, but we have people out here that are willing to extend a helping hand and do it. And I went live on this main page because I know that, some people are going to take this as, oh man, this guy's, what is he talking about now? This guy thinks he's, and it's like, it's not even about that. I don't even have energy to give that to, or to give to that today, or any point in my life. But I will tell you this, we got to be better. We have to protect our youth. We have to protect our ways of life. We have to protect the kids that are looking up to us. So my millennial generation, this is a call out to you. No, real talk. This is a shout out to you. As Gen Z's watching and our older generation is waiting for us to take control of the wheel and lead our world into new places, new ways of thinking, because it's not happening, you know.
Let me insert this real fast. Have you ever noticed that it's our entertainers that go before us to draw the masses and also fumble the bag? Think about it. It's usually our entertainers to say controversial things, like our businessmen, businesswomen, you know, people like that are who really making waves in this country. They're not getting caught up in this controversial bull. You know, the black folks who are, you know, we talk about, like we some of us really believe that only black folks as entertainment, actually black folks who are in entertainment are the only ones out here making billions of dollars, you know, or making, you know, a significant amount of money and have some type of political pull. Now, you actually have like black people who are in lawyers, politicians, you know, other things in life. They're doing great things. Businessmen and women who got connections, who's making big things happen. And they would never go out there, put themselves out there on a limb like that to get blackballed and canceled. It's check it out. It's usually our entertainers who get so much money. And remember, entertainers are not necessarily the most educated. Just keep that in mind. So when they go out there and make a goof, that's kind of expected. Afterwards and beforehand, it's kind of expected that they're going to make a goof. So let me show you another goofball that I'm keeping on Kyrie, but I'm going to show another goofball. Okay.
It's about time.
All right. Let me show you another goofball who was an entertainer, who still is an entertainer, but felt like they were too big to apologize for offending a group of people. Or, you know, whether you offended them or not, that's not the thing. You want to say, which most people say, you know, it's like politically correct. You say, if I offended anybody, that wasn't my intention, blah, 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 and you keep it moving, like an apology. You dig? Here we go.
Stop. Before you do any holiday shopping this year, you really have to see this. I'm going to show you one simple trick that'll save you a lot of money.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report, rumor report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Ye on The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, Queen of the Dancehall, Spice, has given her health update. There were rumors that she was in a coma, that she was dead.
Oh, what happened to your leg?
I was at the top.
And he also did this skit.
Damn.
Hey, yo, what happened to your leg?
I was at the top and I fell off. Help me up.
All right, so he posted a picture of himself laying on the ground. He said, I fell up, but not for real, man. God is great. I ran this ish up from nothing and still stand firm on morals and principles. I'm blessed and filled with gratitude no matter what.
Well, nobody stays at the top forever, and this whole said once upon a time, you know.
Yeah, but you're right. Nobody stands on the top, stays on the top forever, but you don't knock yourself down, though. Somebody else supposed to knock you down, or Father Time or some shit like that knocks you down, but you just don't go out there and knock yourself down. Okay, and that's what's going on with some people out here. And I hate when it's black people doing it to themselves. Like Polite said, we get some type of influence, a type of money, some power that can come back up to our community somehow, one way or another. maybe some political power pull, and we fumble the bag each and every time. Either we do it to ourselves or we got there and get murdered by one of our own. But it's some type of way you're gonna fumble the bag.
You know, you only that white hot thing, that white hot new thing once. After that, it's just about being consistent. That's it, about being consistent in the longevity of your career.
All right, now let's talk about these Twitter verifications and verified accounts. So, you know, there's
In other words, the baby was one of the hottest artists at one point, like by himself, like selling hella records, number one, almost every track he put out. He offends a particular community who was tight knit, unlike collectively the Black community, and they just asked him to apologize for a perceived offensive message. And again, real simple. Listen, that was not my intentions, and that's not how I meant it. I don't believe, but that I was out there doing that or said that for that reason. But I understand how people can be offended. I watch my words going forward. Nope, the baby, I'm gonna be all right. You know, it's whatever. And he can't literally sell out a gymnasium. Literally. A guy who just dropped number one albums number one songs, number one tracks, number one hits last year. Like, I think he had like 2 number one hits. And I think Lil Baby just had 1, and Drake had probably 1 up there. He had 2. Like, he was number 1 and number 3, and like Lil Baby number 2 and something like that. Migos number 5 and Drake number 3, something like that. You go from that to literally cannot sell out a gymnasium. He sold tickets on his last recent show. He sold tickets on the tickets was buy one, get one free. And he is still like in his prime, like the beginning of his prime. Buy one, get one free tickets. And couldn't sell out nothing. Like, people keep thinking entertainers keep thinking they're more powerful than they are.
Without the proper techniques and strategies, it's not happening if we're not prepared. So, you know, and I say my generation because the millennial generation is because we help create a lot of these social platforms. We help create a lot of these trends. We help create a lot of these, you know, new waves of doing things. Like, I'm not saying that arrogantly, but from 1981 to 1996, this is specifically for y'all. Please, 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 please educate the youth the right way.
With the Hebrew Israelite.
Please, we are star seeds, just like Gen Z is, just like our elders were. We are star seeds. We returned here for a
We are star seeds. What the?
Bigger purpose that many people won't understand, and a lot of this Instagram live will go over people's heads, but that's okay.
No, it won't.
That's okay. Not everybody's gonna get the fight. Not everybody's gonna get into the war. Not everybody's fearless out here. You know what I'm saying?
Apologize. If you apologize, you're not fearless.
I'll be more specific when I say this. I'm getting a lot of wisdom from the elders. And they're telling me that this generation that I'm in, and I'm talking about born from 1981 to 1996, that if we don't get...
I wonder if these elders are millionaires as well. Like, dude, come on, man. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice your money. And the elder is retired or, you know, still working. Check the check.
Get our stuff together and start making a conscious effort to change the ways of living out here, we will be doomed. If we keep living the same lifestyle that we looked at when we were kids and saw like, oh, this is popping. Oh, this is one of the people I need to follow. Like, think about social media in general. Like, you guys we're just following. I say you guys, no, we are just following people. We're just following people. That is a level of influence that can be dangerous if it's not poured in the right places. And I woke up with this on my spirit because I had to let it off. You know, this was what was called to me this morning. I don't know what exactly, but this is what has been called for me to share with you guys. The elder generation is saying it's time to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. I'm not going to tell y'all what to do. I'm not going to tell y'all how to live, what to think. But our millennial generation, this is specifically being accountable for us. We can't try to force our thoughts and our ways on anybody else, but we have to know that the right way is already in us. Feel me? That's why you have to be rooted and grounded in who you are.
Oh, damn.
I'll tell you this. This is my last thing before I hop off live. I wake up every single day knowing that my skin color is something that is hated on. My culture is something that has been pushed underneath the rug. They're now changing history to be forgotten about. And that's why I'm saying this generation, this millennial generation, specifically us, if we allow them to cover up all the history and all the things that have happened to our human race and what has been done, we will be doomed. That's all I'm saying. So all the young kids that may not understand it yet, that's fine. You're going to come into this. But to my generation, be better. Be better. Do not get distracted out here. Do not get to a place where you're stagnant. We have a lot of entrepreneurs. We have crypto. We have NFTs. We've redefined art. We have the metaverse coming. We have all these great things coming, you know what I mean? But still, when chaos happens and trauma happens, we revert back to our old ways. They're trying to do everything possible in order to keep us in a low vibrational state. A low vibrational state. If you don't know what low vibrational state of being is, please go look it up. But I'm specifically talking to my generation right now that if we do not teach our kids the truth of this world and what has happened and what has taken place, it will be lost in history. We will be lost. We will be the generation that's lost in history. Black, white, red, yellow, don't matter what color you are, there has been some type of part of your history or our human history that has been erased for purposes that go way beyond our understanding.
Oh, here we go to Hebrew.
And I won't tell you that I know everything. I know nothing, right? I know nothing. I'm just a star in the universe.
Oh, damn,
but what I do know is when I'm called to share things and I pop out like this is for intention that goes way beyond, what I can understand physically at times. I understand, spiritually, but don't understand it physically and why I'm put in certain places, but standing tall. But look, I'm gonna end my point here. To my generation and to the older generation, we must bridge the gap, and it's happening now, but we must do it faster. We must do it faster. It's not happening. It's not happening. And the reason why I say it's not happening quick enough is because we had generations come before us and we're still doing the same ish. The same traumatic events are happening in our world. You know what I mean? We had a whole entire shooting in Buffalo and there's no more news coverage anymore on the families. There's nothing. We had people of color die in Buffalo and things took place that still limited the exposure and the coverage because it was based off of pure hatred and it was an act of terrorism, and we won't call it that. I'm just telling y'all the truth right here, because when I say that my generation and the older generation has to bridge the gap, it's because our kids are watching everything that we do. They're watching everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? The kids are watching everything that we do. But we want to put them in the metaverse. We want to put them in front of the TV. We want to put them on Instagram. We want to put them on social media so quick. We want to give them the same diseases that we have right now. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my kids through this system that's designed to distract and demean and destroy character based on race, culture, class. I'm a native and I'm a black man or African man. I had to identify that because that's what was given to me in this Euro-centralized society. I had to identify as a race. I had to identify as a culture. I have to identify what my religion is. But the reason why I'm speaking like this is because to my generation and to the older generation, we can't have this.
He's done.
That's enough talking. We can't have this.
He's done.
This joint can't fly anymore. It can't happen anymore.
Yeah, he's done.
And I'm called crazy trying to grow up in this Eurocentric society or this society that holds white supremacy over top of everything, which was created by them. I never.
All right, he's done. He's all in. There's no saving him. His NBA career is done. And like Skip and them said, that's great. You know, you want to throw it all away and you want to continue your journey, go ahead. Do you? But just see, here's the thing though. Like, these people don't understand black people. We only praise celebrities. We only praise people with millions of dollars and has a lot of influence. Dude, when you drop all that stuff, like all these rappers who were once hot and now they're not, they don't go anywhere and black people just parading around them looking for autographs and taking pictures and trying to be in their, you know, trying to be their to be part of their entourage. Nah. Once you lose that money and that fame, because a lot of us are leeches. We only around you because we're trying to hope one day that you'll pull us up to where you are. Once you're down here with us, yeah, you're gonna learn the hard way. It's coming. You and Kanye West.
Created it. How can I be sane in a society that calls me crazy for trying to live a moral, just life, a principle-led life? I didn't grow up seeing color. I didn't grow up seeing, you know, religion and culture, bro. It was taught to me. It was taught to me. I grew up in school with this stuff. I had experiences. So my generation, like, we still deal with it a lot, but our older generation dealt with it far more superior than we did, just because it was way out in the open. Now it's way more guarded and silent and subtle. All these isms and all these definitions that we put out here, and let me direct it back to my point. I can wake up every single day knowing that the system is right in front of me and I'm making money for the system. The system is what I need to survive, right? But the system also created an image of the way you're supposed to be out here, and that's just not reality. That's not reality. The image that's created of who we should be, like, look on all these social media websites. Is everybody not trying to be the same? Is everybody not trying to be the same on all these social platforms? Is everybody not trying to be famous? Everybody not trying to be liked? Is everybody not trying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. But y'all want to crucify the people that want to make change. But as soon as
what change you making? And then he'll be canceled on social media after a while, because now this is his only power to engage with his right now supporters. But again, once he doubles down on those statements, well, he already done that. Once he just keeps spewing that type of hatred, offensive language, supporting documentaries like that, dude, you'll be canceled for social media as well. And then you won't have any supporters like everybody else. And then you'll be all by yourself, drunk, on drugs, somewhere, and people just say, yo, that dude right there. And they'll call you crazy. Even the people who supported you will start calling you crazy.
If some shit pop off, everybody runs back. I don't get it. Everybody runs back to their Twitter, to their Instagram, to their TikTok. Everybody runs back to social. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody just runs back. Nothing gets done. Nothing gets changed. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be the only one that's changing this thing, but damn, like, millennials, we got to be better. We got to be better. Millennials, our generation, this is for us. And y'all know who I'm talking to. Our generation, 1981 to 1996.
All right, so I'm going to have a fun debate with a Hebrew Israelite. It's going to be fun. He accepted.
That generation and our older generation, I don't want to say older, like age, stuff like that. I'm just saying our more wise generation, our elders ahead of us, they got it. They got us. They're going to protect us.
Oh, damn.
They're going to protect us. But first, we have to reclaim a few things. We have to eat well. That doesn't mean just going vegan. We have to eat well. You have to eat well. You have to treat your body right. You have to treat your mind right. You have to know what you're putting in here. You have to let go of things. You know what I'm saying? You like, I'll give you an example. I had to let go of
I
seeing
can't read the chat.
my ancestors buried
Well, now he's definitely top
in
3. It
places
got to be him.
that have been covered up by lakes.
I don't know who's
I
next,
had to go see.
but
I had to go see
I was wondering why
museums with.
I had to reset my browser. All right, let me read some of these because I didn't miss everything. My bad. I didn't even know Miss Tiff was here. All right. The rest of them niggas, bro. So polite is the voice of the people. Kyrie is the voice of the people. Well, to a degree, because people listen to them. All right. So I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what, though, the Hebrews ranks are growing. Yeah, no. Facts. Like this is why I had to get back into debating these guys, because they're more powerful than I ever thought. Yeah. There's more Hebrews, there's more black Hebrews, and I believe Nation of Islam and the Hoteps and RBG and those guys combined. And this is why it's sad, because with this religion growing, and again, it's not all black folks who call themselves Israelites. Telling you, there are some out there, this is facts, that do not believe like that. They believe that, there are spiritual Jews, right? And that's what they believe. They're spiritual Jews, and you're a Jew. Spiritual bloodline, you're one and the same. And they're black. So there's a lot of black Jews who do it the right way. Okay? Who converted the right way, who accepted their religion the right way. Okay? And then you have those who are hateful, who are just black racists in any religion they join.
Nooses around my ancestors' necks. I had to go see lawmakers that are still living today that put a lot of my family members in bondage or in prison or oppressed them in some type of way. I had to go see that, and I had to let go of
Did they break the law?
that energy, that hateful energy that I had in order to move on in this world, to talk openly. Because if I didn't let it go, I would have been walking around as what? The angry black man. The angry black man. I had to, that's always the MO. If you're the angry black man, you can't get anything done. So I had to change up my approach and my perspective. Doesn't mean that I'm not ready for war out here, but it just means that I know who my enemy is and why they're doing what they're doing. And the reason why I express these things to you is because the millennials, we have the answers. We have the answers. It starts with our diet. It starts with our spiritual systems. It starts with breaking free out of this matrix, out of this system where you're not controlled by it. You're not run by it. And everybody calls the matrix, the system, whatever you want to describe it as, right? But we wake up every single day and you're not in control, are you? All right, then. So let me round in everything I said. I was going to do a post. I was going to do, something the norm, like, I was going to do something like that. But if we don't wake up, millennial generation, and if we don't partner with our elders, and if we don't teach our kids the right ways of living, meaning that when they're 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 years old, and then when they turn 8 and they go to school, and all of a sudden racism becomes a thing, and all of a sudden like capitalism becomes a thing based on comparison, like who has the most money in the household, all that good stuff that we like to argue about. But I'm saying millennials, if we don't partner with the elders and if we don't take care of Gen Z and the generation that come after, we're doomed, bro. We have the power. We are the majority. Y'all keep forgetting that. Y'all thought it was hard for me to stand on what I believe in, but it's not. It just means that you have to be ready to deal with the consequences, whatever comes that way. And again, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to repeat this. I don't know all the answers. I don't have all of them. I won't pretend like I do, because there's so much information out there, but I will share this with you. When it's on my spirit and on my heart, and I've meditated on it, I prayed on it, I'm going to share it in a way that is positively reinforced. I have no hatred for people in my heart.
Sure. The racist supremacists, white supremacists will say the same thing. All right. That promoted a lot. Okay, we read all that. Told them the whole world will destroy, and they, of course, anyone who fought to a new civilization, clearly polite is doing is on behalf of his benefactors. He got drunk and didn't know nothing. Yeah, right. in 2 days in a row. That to me is unbelievable. What's he saying is on point with Polite outfit. Funny. Oh yeah, yo, Polite can't dress for shit. Like he dresses to convince. It's not even like, of course, when people dress, right? When they want to put it on, they put it on for themselves to a certain degree, and they also want other people to marvel at their clothes. That's not what Polite's doing, in my opinion. I think Polite is literally dressing just to fool us that he's a millionaire. All right, he's trying to convince us that he's a millionaire. The little girl from Tyler Perry show act just like Kyrie, but worse. Oh God, no! All right, I'm gonna click that. Obviously, they're trying to help the white girl. We are, yeah, exactly. Like, got ADD and bias. Make sure you check the video. Let me know. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that. Oh, I got another video that Zane, I think it was Zane sent me. How do I get my hands on those Kyrie shoes? Yes, I followed a pseudo celebrity. 504 piece. Sent Kyrie to a communist country for you. Yeah, exactly. Like these guys, like I said, go play ball in China and Russia. They will gladly accept him, and he'll make some money out there. You dig? He will not be broke, especially with his talent. You had Marshawn Brooks go over there. He scored 61 games. So Kyrie's like 100 times better than Marshawn Brooks. He'll probably go average 70 points a game over there. It's not just the business, it's the intellect. Right. That's what I was trying to say. It did not, in comparison to Huey Newton or Dr. Kung Chifu, not even close. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes trying to find your identity back. Yeah, exactly. Because it'd be fake. Yeah, when you try to find your identity, sometimes it's more simpler than you think. Like we've been told it's been hidden, and now we're reading that just West African. Whatever his name is, big dude, Charlemagne. Dude coach is probably Jewish. I know you man. Got body. He was there only 1 year. Yeah, exactly. He was there 1 year. He barely played, bro. And went #1 overall. He barely played.
I am a soul bound by this universe to do amazing things, even if it's small in someone else's perception. It's big in mine. It's my life. It's my journey, right? I never was born to see color, culture, class, all these things, right? I grew up in it. But now that I identify with my family lineage and I know where I come from, there's not anything that could really make me go into hiding anymore, because I've seen it all. There's new things happening under the sun all the time, but they've convinced you that there's nothing new happening.
Who convinced us? What are you talking about? The Bible says that. The Bible says, and this guy's supposed to be religious, and the Bible says in the Old Testament, there is nothing new under the sun. And he said they're trying to convince us. Dude, they is the people who wrote the Bible. They're trying to convince you there's nothing new under the sun. It's said in the Bible. What are you talking about? Salute to the church, working while listening to the Negro nut. You did. He thinks the metaverse is good. Yeah, this guy. Now that Nike won't sponsor you, you'll definitely need to go crypto. I'm in with the in crowd. Now you're playing, my brother. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's all over, and I knew he'll do some niggle babble. He's all over the place. Kyrie not in my top 20 point guard no more. Kyrie. Yeah. There's no way he can. Like his career was shitty. If this how it ends, his career was shitty. It's nowhere near some Curry or Allen Iverson and all the other guys who dominated Isaiah Thomas. Like, no way. Tiny Archibald. Only way to change things in politics, my boy. Exactly. Kyrie was raised privileged. Yep. Nick Cannon sitting somewhere smiling, like, dang, got him. I'm mad at Nick Cannon for not calling Kyrie and giving. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, yo, Nick Cannon, I don't believe was ever on that Ye and Kyrie stuff. He thought he was just spewing like facts that he got off the Hidden Color shit. But he didn't realize that's not facts. The Jewish community educated him like, yo, dude, that Hidden Color series is pseudo. And he got educated by other black historians and scholars, I can assume. But Kyrie, he believes that this is his destiny. I'm sure these guys text him like, yo, dude, let me talk to you, man. That shit fake. But Kyrie, he made his mind up, dude. He's all the way, like, he made his mind up when I made my mind up. When I thought I was, he did. He's not coming out. Gary Hart, peace. I see a white guy when I look at Kyrie and kind of, you talking to me. Okay, all right, let me finish now. I caught up with the comments.
You feel me? We're stronger together. We are way stronger together. Way stronger together. And the first thing that I want to see out here is all of
Now you're stronger with money in your pocket, my boy.
us being able to have a conversation, right? And I don't say all of us, like it can't happen all at once, but all of us that have a conversation within our households where we address a lot of the stuff that happened in the past without getting too angry about it and leaving the table unheard and hurt. Because I'll tell you this, and again, I keep saying this is my last thing, but look, my ancestors' pain and pain and anxiety and fear is still in my DNA. It's still in the DNA. All the things that my family went through in the past and that I've seen, it went away. And the reason why I shouted out the millennial generation, because y'all feel this. Y'all feel this and y'all know. My generation knows. We grew up a certain type of way and we're trying to change things, but every time we get back pushback, sometimes we give up. It's like, nah, F that. F that. F that, y'all. Nah, it's find your tribe season. Find your tribe. And not everybody is going to get along. I don't expect that. But what I am expecting is that the millennial generation, when we connect with our elders, show some respect for the wisdom that they have. But do not judge their ignorance. Do not judge them. Do not criticize what they do not know. Share the information. Give them the right portals. And to my younger generation that's watching this, Instagram comments, TikTok comments, living your life on social media and technology is not the end all be all, and that's not real life. It's a part of life, but it's not real life. So as we're fighting this fight, and I say we're, meaning there are races of people, specifically African people, native people around the world that are fighting for their lives based on skin color. And because of that, there is always this veil that's over top of people's consciousness because they would like to keep you, meaning the system would like to keep you distracted physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So all of that being said, my millennial generation, be better. Including holding me accountable, be better. We're not letting this world get away from teaching our kids something that don't belong in them. No, we're not. No. We're not letting this system teach our kids what they tried to teach us and tell us that this is the way that the world goes. No, it does not. No, it does not. That's not the way we want it to go. So from 1981 to 1996, my generation, I am one of the responsible individuals that's calling on us to be better. We're having kids, bruh. Come on. We're having kids out here. And they want me to be on here talking about the same things that I do all the time. But look, I'm too politically seasoned. You know what I mean? I'm too politically seasoned out here because that's the way I grew up. I grew up in this political system, understanding that power plays all the time. But the real power is when you follow the green. And the green is something that gets defined by all these people that are playing out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The green, the money. But while we're building our own, we have to just be aware that this is part of our conditioning and brainwashing that happened to us. So until we break free out of that, we're still going to see this world as what it's designed to be. But in order to design something better and new in you, got to start with diet, got to start with education. We have to start with ourselves, our spiritual systems. We have to let go of the old mold of being human in this world. Yo, look at the 1600s, the 1700s, the 1800s, 1900s, the 2000s, and they're over here telling us that, oh no, you know, like it's getting better. No, it's not. No, it's not. Y'all saying it's getting better. No, it's not. We have kids picking up weapons and performing acts of violence. We have kids that are angry and depressed and don't know how to let their feelings be known. We have kids that are dealing with real, true, raw emotions, and they're running to social media to vent. The kids are running to social platforms to vent. If we don't teach them about the about the mind, body, and spirit in these spiritual systems, how do you expect them to learn it? How do you expect them to question authority when they know that the authority is not giving them what's best for them? That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna get too, I'm not gonna get too preachy with y'all on this, because y'all probably hear this, from different spots, different places, different people. But in my generation, specifically the millennials, diet, health, well-being, forming our own spiritual system, we have the energy to shift this whole entire thing. So until we do that, we're just gonna keep fighting. But I love y'all. I love each one of y'all, and I pray for you guys as my relatives all the time. I pray to Creator and our ancestors all the time. Whether they call me crazy out here in this society, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That, like, being called crazy in America is like, it could make you billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like, being called crazy in this insane society at times, like, it doesn't really faze anybody anymore. You know what I mean? Because now at this point, it's either we're doing something to further along our causes and make this revolution work, or we're not. And it doesn't look the same for everybody. Everybody has their own individual journey in this collective consciousness that we have out here. Everybody has their own journey. Everybody. So no, I don't identify as just one thing. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I identify as the truth of Creator, because I'm breathing and I'm able to do the things that I do every day, knowing that I don't have control of it all the time. So let's teach our kids about what we learned and how we grew up. Millennial generation. Come on. That's all I'm saying. Sound mind, sound spirit, sound body. So all my youngins out there, please, 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 please pay attention to what some of your older family members or relatives are saying. Your older brothers and sisters, please pay attention to them. Like, that's all. That's all, y'all. That's all. It's bigger than entertainment. It's bigger than politics. It's bigger than all the things that we hold value at. It's bigger than social media. It's bigger. It's spiritually more purposeful to live a life that's aligned with standing on things that you believe in, that you know are truthful, and you have people around you that you can trust. It's bigger, y'all. It's bigger.
All right.
It's bigger.
What his hat says?
Y'all gonna get to know Hela. Yep. They're gonna get to know Hela. They've hijacked my Kyrie name.
So what does his hat say? Come on. It's internet.
Wasn't gonna be enough, yo. Peace to each one of y'all. Sending my prayers up to the Creator.
Oh, damn.
To our ancestors
Oh,
for
damn.
healing. We all need it about now.
He's a Hebrew and happiness.
They call this the Lord's Day in certain religions, certain parts of our society. So I'm
going back.
I'm gonna share it in a way that is positively reinforced. I have no in the past without getting too angry about it. To be better. We're having kids, bruh. Come on. We're having kids out here. And they want me to be on here talking about the same things that I do all the time. But look, I'm too politically seasoned. You know what I mean? I'm too politically seasoned out here, because that's the way I grew up. I grew up in this political system, understanding that power plays all the time. But the real power is when you follow the green. And the green is something that...
This is some psychotic babble this nigga's spewing right now. And yo, the thing is, when you come out of religion, you be embarrassed that you went this route, and you be upset yourself that you fell for something as goofy as it is. That's how most people feel when they leave religion altogether. They're like, damn, I can't believe I wasted 2 months, 2 years, 20 years. Oh my God. Then you see people that remind you of yourself and you get to see how you behave. Like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. That's just full.
That gets defined by all these people that are playing out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The green, the money. But while we're building our own, we have to just be aware that this is part of our conditioning and brainwashing that happened to us. So until we break free out of that, we're still going to see this world as what it's designed to be. But in order to design something better and new in you, got to start with diet, got to start with education. We have to start with ourselves, our spiritual systems. We have to let go of the old mold of being human in this world. Yo, look at the 1600s, the 1700s, the 1800s, 1900s, the 2000s, and they're over here telling us that, oh no, you know, like it's getting better. No, it's not.
Doomsday doctrine.
No, it's not. Y'all saying it's getting better. No, it's not.
Definitely not getting.
We have kids picking up weapons and performing acts of violence.
Yeah,
we have kids that are angry and depressed and don't know how to let their feelings be known. We have kids that are dealing with real, true, raw emotions, and they're running to social media to vent. The kids are running to social platforms to vent. If we don't teach them about the mind, body, and spirit and these spiritual systems, how do you expect them to learn it? How do you expect them to question authority when they know that the authority is not giving them what's best for them? That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to get too, I'm not going to get too preachy with y'all on this because y'all probably hear this, from different spots, different places, different people. But in my generation, specifically the millennials, diet, health, well-being,
diet,
forming our own spiritual system. We have the energy to shift this whole entire thing. So until we do that, we're just going to keep fighting.
Fighting who?
But I love y'all. I love each one of y'all, and I pray for you guys as my relatives all the time.
Oh my God.
I pray to Creator and our ancestors all the time. Whether they call me crazy out here in this society, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That, like, being called crazy in America is like, it could make you billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like, being called crazy in this insane society at times, like, it doesn't really faze anybody anymore. You know what I mean? Because now at this point, it's either we're doing something to further along our causes and make this revolution work, or we're not. And it doesn't look the same for everybody. Everybody has their own individual journey in this collective consciousness that we have out here. Everybody has their own journey. Everybody. So no, I don't identify as just one thing. You know what I mean?
I told you, so he's
like,
not.
Nah, I identify as the truth of Creator because I'm breathing.
So y'all Hebrew Israelites who was trying to claim Kyrie. No, I guess they was asking him, do you claim you're Hebrew Israelite? He said, no, I don't claim one thing. So he's claiming the African worship, ancestors. He's covering all bases. Allah, Buddha, he don't want to be going to hell. So he's going to believe in everybody.
And I'm able to do the things that I do every day, knowing that I don't have control of it all the time. So let's teach our kids about what we learned and how we grew up. Millennial generation. Come on. That's all I'm saying. Sound mind, sound spirit, sound body. So all my youngins out there, please, 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 please pay attention to what some of your older family members or relatives are saying. Your older brothers and sisters, please pay attention to them. Like, that's all. That's all, y'all. That's all. It's bigger than entertainment. It's bigger than politics. It's bigger than all the things that we hold value. It's bigger than social media. It's bigger. It's spiritually more purposeful to live a life that's aligned with standing on things that you believe in,
Yo,
that you know are truthful, and you have people
dude,
around
what
you
are you
that you can trust.
talking about? Stand on things you believe. You'll live a life to stand on things you believe. You know, some people believe some crazy stuff about black folks. You just talked about the laws that handicap black people. Well, some people believe those laws are justified and that black folks are lower than everybody else, and we need to be handled like animals to some degree. But they believe in that, so they should stand on it. No, fool, we don't do that. We say stand on truth, fight oppression.
It's bigger, y'all. It's bigger. It's bigger. Because y'all gonna get to know Halo.
Oh, shit.
Yep. They're gonna get to know Halo. They've hijacked my Kyrie name.
Halo, oh no. That's his new name? Wait, what is it? They hijacked it. No, you signed a contract and they own your name, fool. Stop. See, that's the thing about him and Ye. They signed contracts that they were educated on. They knew what they were doing. You're selling your all rights and your name, all rights to your name and image and likeness, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's funny though, because these guys claim to be religion, and religion says God make you in his image and his likeness, but then you go sell God's image and likeness to another man. Almost like Jacob and Esau. You go sell your birthright, but then come back and you know, complain to us.
Because y'all gonna get to know Halo. Yep. They're gonna get to know Halo. They've hijacked my Kyrie name.
So I guess Halo is his new name after the NBA kicks him out. He's gonna go by that name. So they hijacked his Kyrie name. He don't want to go by that. He's gonna go by Halo.
It's bigger.
Let's do this.
Y'all gonna get to know Halo. Yep. They're gonna get to know Halo. They've hijacked my Kyrie name.
Sick.
So I love y'all, and I hope that you guys are having a great start to your day. Wherever you are in the world, all my brothers and sisters, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your healing. I'm praying for your alignment. All right? That's fine. That's fine. I grew up in this society where the crazy are sane and the sane are crazy.
Oh my God. Oh no, the crazy is the crazy and the sane is the sane.
Oh man, growing up in society where the crazy are sane and the sane are crazy.
Nah, my boy.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, exactly.
All right?
I don't understand that.
So I'm praying to Creator for all y'all, man.
Okay.
All right.
Pray Creator
love
yourself in your career, because you didn't waste your life, my boy. You waited not your life, but you wasted your career on bullshit. Yeah, why people keep inviting me to these damn groups, man? Why my name can get added into groups? Like, how I stop these guys from adding me into groups? All right. So one nut to another one.
I can derail me from the path or the objective that I had. I'll say it again. If I have something extremely important to convey to the masses, it's imperative that I be calculative in my deliberations, so I don't say something that defers everyone's attention to something that was not my intention for everyone to hone in on.
I gotta point out two intellectual go-tos that
you see
out you.
If you've ever been in a relationship,
before we do that,
you know there's trigger words.
Before we do that, let's do this. What y'all think about this? It's always on some goddamn mute. Oh my God, why is that on mute?
Out you as like.
All right.
Intellectual go-tos that out you as like.
Well, two intellectual go-tos.
Intellectually inept, okay? If your conversation is leading with they did this, they don't want you to do that, they want it, that's what they want you to believe. You're a fucking dumbass. Somebody lied to you. You're a fucking dumbass. Because I'm a kindergarten through 8th grade teacher. And across that spectrum of grade levels, kindergarten through 8th. If you say they, I'm coming over to your paper, I'm looking at it. Who the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Now, I've been saying this. How you use pronouns with no clear subject? You dig? With no clear noun. I said that. And people come on a panel and they do it. I'm like, dude, you don't even know basic English. I just said that the other day. He's coming to your paper and he's like, yo, what is this?
About the person in the so write that down, okay? Right. That's common sense, okay? So all the people who do their research, even though research inquires fucking peer-reviewed articles from 20 different sources.
Right.
Like you actually have to go into a search engine that you don't even know exists. But shout out to the people go on Google, and when they said they took the video down, they found out that Revolt TV has a lead investor named Andy Schoen, who is Jewish and invests in Diddy's Revolt media channel. And when he saw Kanye talking to shit, he was like, nah, take that shit down.
Right. He's Jewish. He has to say so. And he believes those words are offensive to not just himself, but the Jewish community as a whole. Of course, he's going to say no. Just like any white guy using the N-word, whether it's endearment or he's trying to be derogative. Somebody black who's in charge is most likely going to say, nah, not. Okay? Why are we act like we're too stupid to understand that?
Congratulations. People only care about funeral costs until they're dead. Congratulations. People don't realize that COVID's real until they're feel like a train hit them. Congratulations. People don't realize that mortality is real until they got fucking hit with an illness. Most people are selfish. Congratulations. The point has been made. Wow, what a point was made. Actually, the only point that's being made is that we're using scapegoat propaganda. We're using Nazi propaganda to divide and conquer people. So
always said blackology is echo white supremacy. We borrow the points of the lowest of white people as far as intellect in this country. Black folks go with the lowest white intellect of this country to represent their black supremacy propaganda or stance.
So that people can hang banners off the freeways, so that people can write, Kanye was right about the Jews. The only people coming up right now are the people who are organized to do so, okay? That's the only people that are making a come up, that are being awoken by this. Right. Where is everybody going into one United Bank? Where's the people blueprinting RLJ companies, okay? Where are those people? Where are the people pulling kids out of public school and creating monasteries? Where is that happening? Nowhere, okay? Where are people canceling the fuck your wife music? Because as far as I'm concerned, nobody's doing that. They're just typing about it, okay? And all the midst of this, it's they, and whataboutism. You're no better than a fucking Democrat or Republican candidate sucking dick for a vote right now. You're no better than a fucking person. Oh, they'll take away your Social Security, or they want to abort your babies, and that's the intellectual savvy that's being involved in this conversation. It's fucking low level. It's stagnant. It requires no type of intellectual journey. Nope. All you have to do is be popping or say some shit that people like, that's fucking dumb, okay? That can be pushed back by very few people. Because guess what? My guy made a good point about arguing about R.J. Barrett. There are more people in this universe that think R.J. Barrett is an all-star than there are Jewish people, okay? There's 15 million Jewish people in this world. Out of those 15 million Jewish people, literally, like a fraction, maybe like 5% actually have the intellectual savvy to talk about Jewish ancestry, complete Jewish ancestry, like 2 tribes were in the South, 10 tribes were in the north, some scattered down, they dispersed through Babylonian, Persian, fucking Roman exiles, and then dispersed into the Europe, dispersed into Spain, dispersed into Africa, dispersed into Iran, dispersed into, nobody knows that shit, like 5%. So you got people like fucking Nick Friedel, like pushing back against Kyrie Irving. You got people like fucking Lev or Zev Friedman, whatever his name is. I just want you to understand when you say what you say. He knows Jewish, persecution in the lens of the Holocaust. That's it. That's it. That's it. He didn't bring up the Black Plague, how the Jews were blamed for the Black Plague.
Right.
Like the idea that that people.
I didn't know that. Then they're blamed for the Black Plague. Again, like black people, and that's why I say it's blackology. Blackology is more than just one thing, even though I like to allude it to one thing. But blackology is also, blackology is white. This is white racism, turned black. How white folks believe they did everything and no other people did anything else, and they blame everybody else for everything evil. That's what black people do. That's blackology, and that's what black people do in blackology. They say black folks did everything. We invented everything. I had to do it yesterday. My boy came over. Yeah, man, we invented everything. I said, like what? My man said a traffic light. I said, dude, are you serious? I thought you about to say we invented some like key stuff. The dude said we invented everything, and he said a traffic light. This is what we do, man. We invented everything. Like what? Traffic light, dude. Okay. So the white man cars can ride and stop. Stop it, man. We got to stop with this. We got to just, that's why I say history, man. You talk about we need a black school for history. Yeah. Kyrie and these guys are in trouble because of history. Listen, history is like the most irrelevant thing that people need to make a way. Make you feel good, gives you motivation, those type of things, but it's so subjective and controversial. It's not clear, especially in the black community. If we focus on history, if Dr. Umar focused on history, like he says, black history, then good luck with getting Muslims there, black Muslims. Good luck with getting black Moors there. Good luck with getting black. You know what I mean? So now you are marginalizing black kids because these black parents don't believe that's history. They believe that's trash and what they believe in history. So you don't go anywhere when you start teaching quote unquote real history. Dude.
People don't understand that is a fucking historical blueprint that has existed for over 3,000 years. That's fucking deep and wild. And yes, there are black Jews all over the earth. And we can get to that conversation, but let's get to that conversation. Why do we have to fucking devolve into they, and we're only uprooting fucking Nazis? That's
all they do. Their talking points come straight from Nazi Germany.
The only people that are coming up right now. No one moved their money out of Chase Bank to spite me. Right. Nobody's stopped playing Kodak Black today. Yeah. Nobody's doing that. Not a soul, okay? Not in any type of numbers. Nobody's blueprinting companies. Nobody's fucking doing shit but saying they.
Right.
Okay? That's all. Fucking Kanye went to fucking Skechers the next day. The fucking master plan.
Right.
The fucking went to Skechers to prove a point. I can tell you about all this shit, but I make up about a fucking little fraction of pushback. So this conversation is being dominated by know-it-all dumb fucks. That's what's fucking killing me. It's killing me. It's actually destroying me, watching the amount of ignorance that's going spread across from everybody. I'm not saying like everybody, but like, do you understand the nuance that you need to have this conversation? Do you understand the experience that you need to have this conversation without coming off extremely biased? Like, for instance, Lupe Fiasco, an actual person that was blackballed by an anti-Semitic weaponized shit, right? They weaponized yes, Jewish people do weaponize anti-Semitism in certain cases because they're so fucking historically traumatized that they don't want this shit to happen ever again. Okay? I'm reading comments. Oh, I hear what you're saying, but shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Listen. If you're gonna hear what I'm saying, listen. Seriously. Because Lupe Fiasco actually got fucking blackballed for criticizing Obama, for criticizing Israel government. Okay? And they try to frame him as anti-Semitic. Yes, I'm here. I'm calling that shit out. That was fucking bullshit. Okay? But that's what traumatized people do. I'm not excusing it, But there's a fucking wide spectrum of conversation that needs to be had here, and the right people need to have the conversation. You got people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about telling me, oh, Ashkenazi. Well, if you look at the etymological root of Ashka and Ashka.
That's like a dumb nigga. Yeah, that sound like dumb niggas.
And Nazi, they're really Nazis. Yeah, fucking great idea, guy. Great idea. My fucking great-grandfather, when he got kicked off the fucking train in Auschwitz, getting out of a train for 3 days, okay, where people are dying on the fucking train, shitting on themselves, and he fucking makes it out of the train and gets kicked out and meets Joseph Mengele, who gives him in the selection and fucking points him to the left, shoots him in front of my grandfather. I know my grandfather was in the back of his head saying like, yes, dress rehearsal, fake Jew, my grandson who will teach in Newark, New Jersey will one day make $60,000 a year and hopefully he'll get a hot poppin' Knicks podcast to push him into six figures. Fuck yeah. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're insensitive as fuck. I would never even fucking begin
Time to get educated.
to suggest something so fucking stupid. Two things. Here's the thing. Congratulations. Two things can be true at the same time. Okay?
Right.
What you don't need to do is cosplay Nazi propaganda to uproot Nazis.
Yeah, that's crazy because I said that's what Negroes do in America. We borrow white supremacists, alt-right, extremist, white nationalist talking points, and we spew them out as though they are our talking points. Like we believe, and these are the people who wanted slavery to be intact, right? To never be abolished. Like they campaign, like these talking points are from white people in this country who fought and died to keep slavery going on. Chain plantation slavery. Maybe that's the plan. That's the slavery. They all this mental workforce plan. Now we ain't talking about that industrial at working at Comcast slavery. No, we're talking about plantation. Yes, boss. Either sleep with your wife type plantation. Like they were fighting for that, and these are their views on Jewish people. And we don't have no dog in the fight, but we go ahead and borrow these talking points.
And to uproot white supremacists on a daily fucking basis. Is anybody set up to take this conversation and move like Nazis? Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Who fucking put up the billboards? Okay? Did they say, take your money out of JP Morgan and put it into One United, honk if you agree? No. So yes, the conversation can be moved. I'm all for black ownership. Please get like, as an avid member of hip hop, lover of hip hop changed my life. Please take hip hop as far away from Leor Cohen. Please fucking bury him, shoot him for all I care. I hope I don't get thrown. Kill him. I don't care. Fucking do what you gotta do. I don't fucking like Leor Cohen. Wow. Like, just fucking get this fucking bullshit that they use your fucking search engines. Okay? Stop falling into whataboutism.
Yeah, he's coming at one person in my chat directly. Yeah, he must know all about you, my boy. You tell us everything in advance, but you didn't tell us this. You didn't tell us that there's a Jewish man who was coming at you big time.
As your go-to in a debate, you're not moving shit anywhere. And get the correct people on a panel. I am ready to go on a panel, okay? I'm descendants of Holocaust survivors. My father died when I was 15, okay? He was a rabbi. My grandfather was a rabbi. My great-grandfather was a rabbi. I was literally raised in a Jamaican household in my formative years, okay? Like, not on the, I have a black friend. Like, I literally eat fucking oxtail on the fucking daily, okay? I've fucking been in rooms with fucking Tretch of Naughty by Nature.
I've never had oxtail.
I've walked paths with people from 1973 on. Get me on a fucking panel. We can have a fucking relevant conversation. Don't have fucking NBA beat writers pushing back against somebody who's on YouTube. Don't have fucking Tucker Carlson or Nori or fucking Lev Friedman or whatever his name is pushing back, not really, just to fucking take advantage of somebody to get their fucking views. If you want to have a real conversation, you want to have a real dialogue. Oh, by the way, I fucking roommated with Shine of Bad Boy Records, who is Jewish. No conversion. Okay? Spanish Inquisition, Jamaica, Belize, all these Caribbean countries, a lot of Jews. Okay? Slave trade, we could talk about it. A lot of Jews, a lot of black people are Jews. On a day-to-day basis, I find people say, oh, well, I'm not Jewish, but my grandmother's Jewish. And then I say, well, is your mother Jewish? Is the grandmother for your mother? Like, yeah. Whatever. I was like, so you're Jewish. And then you got people, I'm the real Jew. Where's your tefillin?
Right.
I don't know. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not my point. Well, where's your tefillin? Where's your tzitzit? Oh, then the conversation stops there. Oh, I'm the real Jew. Oh, you're just Jewish.
Right.
That's the bag. That's your bag.
My man is Fedor. Oh my God, he's destroying some of those Hebrew Israelites.
Just Jewish. That's your bag. Stop. You're not ready to debate. Fuck a debate. You're not ready to have you're not worthy of a conversation. To be honest, if that's your bag, you're a Jew. See, I'm a real Jew. You're Jewish. Bro, that's fucking comedy. It's hilarious, but it's like, it's a fucking joke. There's documented history, 3,000 years. It's not hard to find. And the unearthed...
No, ma'am. This disingenuous black man, that's for you. Documented 3,000 years of history. Isn't it hard to find? Y'all was acting like I was making stuff up the other day.
History is being, like, literally invested into by Jews. They found people in Yemen. They found people in fucking all over. In Morocco, they found people in fucking Japan, China, all over the world. Not oh, Moses split the sea shit. Literal Judah, tribe of Judah. And guess what? Judah, the word Jew doesn't even exist until like a fucking 100 years ago. By the fucking way, okay? But Judah... That's one tribe. That's one. That's one fucking tribe. But you got Kanye, well, the 12 lost tribe. No. See, nobody was on there to say, no, there's not 12 lost tribes. Do you know what a Levium is? Or do I have to say Levite? King James. White people. Yeah. Do I have to say it from there? And is it fucking glorious to to blame me for fucking instituting Judaism on people? Have Jews ever done that? All right. Like, numbers matter. There's more people in this world who fucking believe Mitchell Robinson's a great center than there are Jews. Like, can we get the right people to the and not the rabbis who are fucking traumatized, and not the Zionist rabbis who are traumatized. Get me on the fucking stage, please. I know I'm a nobody, but please get somebody with an actual relevant meeting of information and experience to understand, at least have a grasp of this conversation and how heavy it is and how loaded it is. And how historical it is, and how present it is, and how I salute Kyrie Irving for finding his truth, and how I salute Kanye West for trying to push for his truth. But we gotta have intellectual pushback. This is fucking ridiculous. You can't be leading with they, and then, oh yeah, speak the truth, sis. Speak the truth, bro. No, you're speaking that you don't have fucking ability to go on Google. Oh, what about them? They didn't have a problem when they said, fuck your bitch, fuck your wife. Meanwhile, no streams are going down. The only organization that's ready to come.
Yeah, Israel, you're welcome to, hop on and speak your truth, today. Probably a little later, though, not right now. It's too late. It's too close to work for me. But, yeah, you're welcome. Come back on. May go live later. You dig? But I will be going live during the day tomorrow.
Up right now is fucking Nazis. What don't people get about that? Congratulations. This conversation is officially stagnant. Nazis are officially winning. People are waking up for 2 weeks. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. We'll look in 2 weeks, okay? Because voting time is here. We'll look in 2 weeks, okay? And we'll see if the conversation is somewhere progressed past where it is now. My call is going to be a bunch of they shit. I got to point out 2 intellectual go-tos that out you as like intellectually inept.
This is hilarious.
If your conversation is leading with they did this, they don't want you.
Shots. These are shots. These are stones being cast into a crowd of dogs. And the one dog that come out hitting, or the dogs that come out howling, are obviously the ones who got hit with the stones that were cast into the crowd. Who are those they people? They. Who are those people?
Want you to do that. They want it. That's what they want you to believe. You're a fucking dumbass. So
you heard he called you.
Somebody lied to you. You're a fucking dumbass.
You heard what he called you.
Because I'm a kindergarten through 8th grade teacher. And across that spectrum of grade levels, kindergarten through 8th, if you say they, I'm coming over to your paper, I'm looking at it. Who the fuck are you talking about?
That's why we got to ask. It's just common sense for me to ask, who is they? Like, I don't remember hearing a subject now or
the person in the so write that down, okay?
Right. You got to first establish, even baby Umba's over here laughing at that. You got to first establish, this is just kindergarten. Like he said, this is kindergarten. You got to first establish clearly who is the subject, who are we talking about, what it is we're talking about. And then only from then, if it's a plural subject, plural person, plural entity, you say they. If it's one person, you say he or she, or even it. You got to establish the subject first. What language starts off with pronouns before the noun? All right. Commercial break while I go look at some Facebook replies. Let's see who's ready to hop on.
And before you can make your point, if you say one of these trigger words to a highly emotional person, an insecure person, a sensitive person, a person that's angry with you already as it is, a person that just already doesn't like the conversation in itself, you've learned how to not use, hopefully you've learned, per that experience, that when you use certain trigger words, you never get a chance to get everyone's focus on what you really want to talk about, because you just given them an opportunity to take something you say and run with it. Y'all don't understand that? Don't give people the opportunity to take what you say and run. If that's not the intention, you got to be smarter than that. So all the while, your mission could have been, I want to uplift and empower my people. But you left a crevice of space for everyone to focus on your least, the comments and the ideas that you least support. You've created that crevice of space for that to become the main conversation. And now, if you attempt to bring people back to what you really was focused on, guess what happens? No one gives a damn. Because all people are talking about right now is nothing to do with the things that I found very interesting in Kanye's deliberation. I found a lot of things to be very impressive about what Kyrie Irving was saying. But the problem is, who gives a damn now? People are hurt, they're offended, and the only conversation circulating everywhere is anti-Semitism. And you can't run from that conversation. You just can't say, well, that's not what I meant. Let's focus on the parts. It's over with now. You have to address that. So we could keep doing the same damn thing over and over, or we could wake up and realize how we need to start communicating better. Because even when you say you're sorry, it comes in light of losses. And therefore, it's questionable. And now everything's gone to hell because at the end of the day, Kanye was talking about finding himself being abused by diverse venues, by entities who share the same sect, creed, or religion. And I believe the approach he should have took was to call on the leadership the same way when people are guilty or identify as being guilty of anti-Semitism. There's a group of people that always come out, we want to educate you about your errors and our history. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Education is always a great solution. If nothing else, at least you can understand where the other side's coming from. So I love the Jewish community for doing that all the time. The approach that we have to take on the flip end is this. This is the approach I would need us to take on the flip end. And I want you guys to listen carefully. That when you find yourself like Kanye, the approach that would have been great is him saying, I feel like I've been abused. And members, my peers of the same genre have been abused by members of this community so consistently that I would like to call on members of that faith to reprimand, condemn, castigate, or renegotiate ideas and approaches that they take towards facilitating their financial goals. This is a less harmful way to approach a conversation about, hey, I see some consistency here in members of the same religion or race about things that upset me, and I would like to call on the leaders of their community because these guys are misrepresenting your community. So let's see if we can get members of your community to communicate with these leaders who I feel may be abusing their power and making a heaven at the expense of our people's hell. And when you communicate the idea like this, you leave no margin for error. You leave no room for people to be distracted by something you say, and it turns into a media blitz, a firestorm, and now nobody wants to talk about anything. And even a lot of y'all on the stream so angry with me right now, he's not cursing people out right now, that you can't even hear logic clearly. You can't even hear logic. You're so freaking angry. You can't even hear what I'm saying logically. But if you think just putting people on Front Street and saying things in a mean way, saying things in a derogatory way, speaking to people demeaningly in a demeaning fashion, if you believe that's the best approach to get your point across when you're in power as a businessman or a businesswoman, especially,
who now is called?
Then there's a reason why they are where they are and you are where you are. Because that mentality, you can't act like that professionally.
Peace.
So there's a way to communicate the same idea where people don't get distracted from your main point. And that's what I'm saying to you guys right now.
So what happened with this thing? Because I read something of December 3rd, the next court date.
There's a way to communicate your ideas where people don't have to be distracted by the points you make. Let's speak without
I agree.
Distraction by the point where people don't have to be distracted. There's a
Now, who disagreed with this? This is what I'm pretty much saying. And if Polite would have went this route, and just lived a regular life. You dig? You know, you got to work. You know, I don't know. Everybody else is working in the community, everybody, but he felt like he had to be rich. Dude, you could have just been normal, just been known as a deep brother, and people would have still right on test, but have still reached out to you. You dig? Because they see you as deep. Kyrie would have reached out to you, but no, you had to be a millionaire. Like, come on, dude. So, but this is the message. This is the real message that I agree with.
And that's what I'm saying to you guys right now. There's a way to communicate your ideas where people don't have to be distracted.
Right.
By the points you make.
Right.
Let's speak without distractions.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. If you got something on your mind, make sure you don't integrate it with ideas that throw people off. Where
Yo, that advice I'll take, and people, the panelists, please adopt that. No names, but that's shots. That is shots.
With ideas, make sure you don't integrate it with without distractions. That's all I'm saying. If you got something on your mind, make sure you don't integrate it with ideas that throw people off, whereby they don't focus on the main subject at hand. And this is not me condemning my brothers either.
Nah, you wouldn't want to do that. No.
So what you're saying that the poor doesn't have a chance? I got no time for no fucking bullshit ass insecurities. If you can't hear what I'm saying clear as day, move on.
Right.
How much more damn clear can I speak? People always looking for problems. And all you want to do is encourage people to create situations that overwhelm them, stress them out.
Right.
All you want is war and savage behavior. All you want is people yelling, arguing, and disrespecting other people. What good could come out of that?
Wait, but ain't that the shows they watch though?
How about we leave what we got to say on
the shows they watch is nothing but, you know, even like the YouTube lives, they only watch drama. Everything about them is drama. So when you have a brother and a sister going through hardship with great institutions or media, we don't encourage the best behavior, things like that to, again, to have the distraction go away. No, we're going to encourage this person to just fall apart all the way. We're going to stand behind Kanye West till he just lose it all, till Kyrie lose it all. And then we're going to abandon that person. No, none of y'all sick people going to ride with them at the bottom in the mud, like they like to say. No, so you have your second chance to get it out the mud with Kanye and Kyrie. You're not going to beat him in the mud. You're going to follow somebody else who's out the mud, up out the mud. You're going to hoping one day you could be like them, or they reach out to you and you're going to drag them down as well. It's a crab in the barrel mentality. This is real talk. People are sickly crabs pulling Kanye and Kyrie down. They are deluding themselves to believe that they have a leg to stand on, that they're not wrong. They can hurt people, it doesn't matter, and even the baby. But we believe we're somehow immune and unaccountable for the hurt that we dish out. Hurt people. And we understand that we can look at a hurt person and be on guard, be more protective to the people around them as we cautiously be concerned and try to help them with rehabilitation or restoration to be who they once were or close. We still got to be mindful that they are hurt. So they're very susceptible to hurt somebody else. You want to keep less people around them as possible. Like they do in a hospital. You have people who've been hurt mentally and physically who's in a hospital or some type of center where they're not really exposed to other people like that because they understand that they're liable to hurt somebody else. Unfortunately, that's just the pattern. Okay.
On the table, void of any distractions, where people got no choice but to address it. Because if you do things in a savage manner, then you get responded to in the most savage ways. We want to pride ourselves in being mathematicians and scientists of old, but then we want to make communication difficult. All I'm merely saying, brothers and sisters, all I'm saying is take your time and be calculative. Those brothers and sisters that are extremely successful, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't fall for the hype. Take your time and think before you speak. Don't be emotional. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to say sorry after the fact,
right,
then what I'm saying is absolutely true. Take your time then. If you're going to retract your statements.
So you have indigenous black man. He said, but what about our plights? Why are when are our plights like no longer relevant? I mean, like why do we mention our plights after we offend somebody? Like, dude, that's not a shield away from right justified persecution. Oh my God. Yeah, they be fibbing, trying to throw. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I see the link. I'm gonna play it. Got the link for the Disney worker. Okay, hold on. Let me just let me get this court case link. Let me get a few more words of the brother polite.
Then that means it wasn't as calculative the first time around.
Right.
And we can't keep falling for that. I don't want to keep seeing brothers and sisters losing their money that I don't genuinely believe that they're walking around here hating other people.
Right. Stop that. Let's go here.
Okay, thank you. All right, continue.
Okay, so I didn't know the E part. I didn't know he was a junior. So we got Michael E. Nowak Jr. So now we know his father's name is Michael E. Nowak. All right.
Continuing, I do see counsel on the Zoom. Let me go back. Took care of Mr. Abreu. David Taras on behalf of Michael Nowak.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. This is on page 11. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is a motion to continue. I think I recall this. Is ASA Seraph on? Was this on?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this. Once the youth stop listening to older people for wisdom, and I'm not blaming the youth. I'm sure older people led them to bad decisions, bad investments, criminal behavior. So this is why the youth say, "This is nobody because they older than me anymore." You know, as a result, my brother is in prison, or my brother lost all his money, my sister got raped, or we're strung on drugs now. You dig? So there's a reason why the youth stop listening to the older people. But what I'm gonna say is when that happened, that's why we are where we are now, where we're just all over the place. There's no talking to another person to get them to understand anything. And you can't even use your wisdom. Like when I say wisdom, your experiences in life. Like, yo, listen, man, believe me, that right there. I was trying to tell the young brother something, and he's like barely out of his 30s. I'm way in my 40s, and I'm like, yo, nah. So he's letting me know about certain things friends, did to him. And I'm like, yeah, man, that ain't really a friend right there. I said, nah, that's not what a friend would do. And nah, he a friend. I'm like, all right, I'll just let you know. Like, you told me a story. I'm older. I got way more friends than you. I think they would admit that. Their friendship pool is like small. And I'm like, yo, and then I'm like very, explorative. I'm sociable. I meet people on a regular basis all the time. I'm like, dude, that's not what a quote unquote friend would do. That's probably an associate. That's probably a pawn in your life, a chess pawn. You just move with him so you get things in your favor, but that's not a friend. And he wanted to argue, not really like violently argue, but he gave me pushback. I'm like, all right, you'll see. And today they don't speak like that. You dig? So I'm like, was I right? Of course, you're not going to say that, but they speak damn near, they don't speak at all really now. At one point, they spoke a lot. And I'm like, that's not your friend. And now they don't speak at all. And, it's whatever. But that's just experience.
On for no furthers? Was that the issue?
Because the same way you use people as pawns in your life, people use you as a pawn in your life, and you have to accept that role or not. You can say, "Nah, I'm not a pawn, man. I'd rather just cut ties." I got some friends who try to use me as a pawn, and sometimes it's not a bad thing. That's not use you as a pawn, especially if you feel like you're doing a good deed. But at some point, you like, nah, like this relationship is one way. You dig, and it's not beneficial. It's not healthy. So you go your way, I go my way.
I don't believe so, Your Honor. No, it was we filed a motion to continue, and Your Honor would like to have the case set for a status check.
It might have been. I think you wanted an additional.
We coons don't believe scripture, brother. You don't believe scripture. You dig? Like you'll never come on here and how Sonetta like to do interrogation of the Bible. You'll never come on here and let me interrogate you about that whole book. You saying we don't believe scripture. Yo, to believe something, we got to thoroughly test it. We got to thoroughly vet it. So how about you set up an appointment and come on here and we would just, me and whoever else want to join in, we will interrogate you over this scriptural book. Let's see if everything makes sense. You do that, then you do that and be victorious, and then we might start listening a little more.
90 days, maybe that's what it was. No, but when it was the last time for trial, no, it didn't have a trial.
Now, in business, when you do match up Jewish origin, do me a favor and don't rant. Say what you got to say, stop. Let Smiles go. But don't get on here ranting. I know we like to laugh and you like to, laugh yourself, but sometimes we got to have a structural conversation.
All right. As far as the continuance, I will grant the defense continuance, but I just needed to get an update on the discovery, where we are, because we need to get this. I thought it was already on trial status, but it needs to be put on the trial queue. This case is about 15 months old.
Yes, Your Honor. So we have 8 depositions outstanding on the case. The state and I have been working diligently behind the scenes on multiple discovery resolutions as this case has been continuing to avoid motions to compel and the like. We have depositions set for November 16th, 18th, 21st, and 23rd.
I don't know if y'all can hear it, but some Negro blasting his car music. I can't even hear the video. It's so damn loud.
We are also
sounds good stereo, but damn, dude, I can't even hear.
So in the process of setting 2 depositions for December, that will be of the lead criminologist and DNA expert for the state in this matter, as well as the lead detective. At that point, the 2 final depositions will be for the minor alleged victim and her mother. My understanding is that they both reside in out of state, possibly in Boston, I believe. So given that it's a minor, the state and I are going to have to schedule, very likely, to travel to their state to take those depositions. So I'm expecting that we will be ready for trial probably in March of this year. I'm sorry, of next year, excuse me.
All right. Well, when do you expect to take the depots of the victim and the mother? Because January or February is not a good time to be traveling to Boston to take depots.
Yeah, I understand that, Your Honor. We have not discussed specific dates yet. We're trying to get through basically, there was over 30 witnesses total. I haven't deposed everybody, but we're getting to the very end here in this matter as far as the depositions and in the next few months. And then those depositions regarding the alleged victim and the mother, I have not spoken to the state yet specifically when we would want to do that. But of course, it's going to take time to schedule those and arrange that. I know the weather won't be great, but the court also has to move the court's docket, so we understand that. We've been working very diligently on it.
All right, November, December, January. All right, I will go ahead. I will give the 90-day report date. What do we have in 90 days? I'm sorry? February 8th. All right. So I would strongly suggest to try to get the depots of the mother and victim done by then, so that we will be in a trial posture for the next setting after that. So February 8th for status. Anything further?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Anything from the state? Nope. Okay. Thank you, sir. Take care.
So there you go, royal family. Brother Polite's court date has now been continued to February 8th, 2003. It does look like the judge, though, is pushing for this case to be done and over with. He did note that it has been 15 months, and we're just as eager to find out the final conclusion of this court date. It does seem like, though, that Brother Polite's attorney is trying to just, pussyfoot around a little bit, which is kind of expected when you do put money on an attorney. A lot of the times they will prolong things out in hopes that it will, at the end of the day, lessen the load. However, we standing on this case. We ain't going nowhere. Shout out to CCC TV. I seen her up in the Zoom room, okay? Zoom, baby. Look, we finna find out what the fuck is going on. Now, Brother Polite did drop a video. We may go over it. I still gotta watch it. It was not about court, obviously, but he did speak on Kyrie and Kanye West. I did find that pretty odd, though.
All right. Maybe he's feeling good. All right, here we are.
Jesus is mine, respectfully. I don't know why I was shocked about that, though. It literally
How we get down?
crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes. There's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing that, y'all.
Oh, no.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another reaction on this channel, man. Today we are in tune for another very interesting topic of conversation, man. Okay, listen. First and foremost, I understand that there's a little echo in here, so I can't really speak as loudly as I want to. But after recording this video, I am going to go to Best Buy and buy a microphone because I want you guys to enjoy top quality content, all right? As you guys can see, your boy just moved out to a condo out here in Miami. So I've been in the process of renovating. I've been in the process of redoing the walls, and I still have to bring all of my furniture into the unit. But that's besides the point, because today we have a very, very interesting video, okay? Now, someone actually sent this to my DM.
I'm Frederica. I'm 33 years old, and I've been using Kickoff for 1 year. It was just a few dollars. Everyone
tapped into, bro. Like, these are the messages.
And I was a regular black woman. You see that? What you just seen? That's a regular black woman. You dig? Something you will see wherever you travel at in black society. You dig? We need more representatives, black women representatives who represent our neighborhoods on TV. Like, let's stop with these people that's supposed to be black that probably don't even consider. We look at them and we say black, and they probably write down other something else on there as to identify themselves, and we're calling them black. Nah, I don't want to do that. We need black people to represent black people who are clearly black and who can only check off black.
That are being shown in these children cartoons and TV shows. But check me out. I've been seeing a constant transformation amongst the people who've been watching my videos as of lately.
Too. But God are always
down below and subscribe, turn on post notifications. Your boy is back. But let's get into it, man.
Gang, in this video, show you guys what
I know that there are a lot of people that are wondering why it seems like believers in God are always trying to like tell other people about it. It's like, why not just keep it to yourself, right? I've gotten that a lot since I started doing these videos. It's like, China, we get it. You believe in God. If you believe, just believe, and then like you don't have to make others believe too. But I think there's a little bit of confusion, and I am going to hopefully clear it up for you today as to why I do it and why I make these videos. This analogy that I'm going to use today is one that my dad told myself and my family a long time ago, and it always stuck with me. Okay, so we're going to call it Michael McLean's snake in the yard analogy. Okay? So say we're best friends.
Pay attention to the usage of snake.
You come over to my house.
I tell you guys that whenever you're speaking about the demonic nature of something, it's always referred to as a serpent or the forbidden fruit. Always.
And we chilling, right? We watching movies. We listening to music. And I got like art stuff spread out, so we drawing and painting and stuff. And then I remember, oh shoot, I forgot to take my dog out. Just stay here. Let me take him in the backyard. I'll be right back. You're like, okay, cool. I leave you in the room painting. I take my dog downstairs and I unlock the door. I'm like, come on, Cujo. And right when I'm walking out, what do I see? I see a snake in the yard. So I grab my dog, rush back inside, close, lock the door. And then I go back upstairs to my room where I left you. I see that you've gotten up and you're about to leave the room. And I'm like, wait, where you going? And you're like, oh, I wanted to go to the backyard too, get some fresh air from these paint fumes. And I said,
all these damn riddles. Yo, why we just can't make it plain, Malcolm X? Damn.
Hi, I'm Alex, your designer with Polish Factory. Have you been spending more time at home lately? Maybe.
okay. I said, you get back. So you go downstairs, you open the door, you head out there, get some fresh air, and ooh, a snake bites you. So you throw it off of you, and you run back in the house, and you close the door, and you lock it, you run back upstairs to my room, and you starting to limp at this point, your leg is hurting, and you're like, China, I just got bit, there's a snake in the yard. And I say, oh yeah, I know, I saw it when I was going to take my dog out. What would your neck?
Want to join the six-figure club? Google and other tech companies are hiring hundreds of thousands of workers.
Next statement be, China, why didn't you tell me? You saw me heading in that direction. I told you I was going in the backyard. Why didn't you tell me there was a snake back there? And I said, I don't know. I wasn't trying to force what I knew on you. So I just thought that you should learn for yourself, as we all should, you know? Because I love you. So I was trying to give you that freedom. Does that make any sense? You wouldn't think that I actually loved you if I knew there was a snake in the yard.
Listen, if you feel that strong about religion, if it's that true, then hop on the panel. Let's talk about it.
You told me, oh, I'm about to go to the backyard. And I just let you wander on back there without warning you of the danger. Now, if you told me, oh, I'm going to the backyard to get some air. And I said, oh, no, don't go back there. I just saw a snake back there. Would giving you that information be forcing something down your throat? Forcing my beliefs on you? No, it's showing you that I love you and I care about what happens to you. I do videos talking about God to warn you about the snake in the yard.
And I want you to understand, it says the snake represents the frightening afterlife that we're choosing by ignoring God's existence in this life.
In this dark world we're in, I've noticed a pattern in what is being represented. People think that this stuff is just a game. There is a reason why you see people dressed up as Satan, not just, like Satan slipping himself in a little bit. No, full on visuals of Satan, people dressed as Satan, dressed as a demon, got upside down crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes. And people are just like, oh, that's funny. It's, we're making fun. No, there's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing that, y'all. They know good and doggone well that God exists. They also know that Satan exists. They're just counting on the fact that y'all don't know that. But either way, the things that you take in that they're feeding you,
Wow.
those things affect you. Whether you realize it in the moment or not,
Wow.
they affect you. That's why they do it. I got away from the snake before it bit me.
Industry.
Now I see others heading towards the backyard.
Industry.
I know there's a snake back there.
The industry.
And so I'm just warning you and letting you know, yo, there is danger in that direction. And now you have a choice to make. It's as simple as that. You can either choose to be like, oh, heard you. I'm gonna go back the way I came. Or you're gonna choose to be like, China, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I'm gonna go back there anyway. Excuse me. Now notice, nowhere in my analogy, or Michael McLean's analogy, did I say that I was gonna force you in the room and I was gonna forcefully keep you from going in the backyard. That would be forcing something down your throat. I never said that. You're your own person. You got free will. If you wanna go in the backyard after I've told you that there's a snake back there, do your thing. You can go. You got to make your own decisions. But just warning you of the dangers. See, because I've been through certain things in my life, especially in the industry that I work in. So I know that God is real. And people can tell you all day, well, you don't know that. You don't know God is real. That's a belief. You don't know what I know. Only I do. If I ask you what your favorite color is and you say, oh, it's blue. And I'm like, you don't know that. Does that make sense? No, because only you.
That's what he said. You don't even know that for real. That's funny. But it's the truth, though. That's the truth.
You know your experiences in life. Only you know what you know.
Right.
Just like me. So I don't believe that God is real. I know God is real at this point. Whether people believe that or not, that's the truth. Either way, I'm not going to force you to do nothing. Whatever decisions you make in your life ain't none of my business. They got nothing to do with me. But if I didn't tell you about the danger, I tried to do it respectfully. I don't know. I ain't got nothing to work with here. Really? How'd you come in contact with this video? Did it pop up on your For You page or your home page randomly?
Those are them random messages.
Friend or a family member
Random
just
messages.
happened to send it to you out of the blue?
I don't know Kyrie personally. You feel me? I just don't know him. But I don't think he's like that. I don't think Kanye's like that. I could be wrong. I don't think they walking around here hating people. I think they're frustrated for legitimate reasons. But these reasons have been amalgamated with distractions that have to be addressed now. And by calling
God damn, I did all that talking. I did all that talking just to be on mute. I did all that talking just to be on mute. Oh my God. I looked up and I seen Mike check. Oh, I'll say it over. I think if Concrete Corey is still there, I was saying Miss Tiffany shared a link in the Unbiased Research Group about the live that the pseudo killers had done, which was talking about Kyrie. I said, I don't know the pseudo killer's position, but I was giving mine. I was just saying that I'm against Kyrie and Ye's position. And I told Sarnetta way back, and I told you guys way back in Unking them, I said the Hebrews like culture, not all of them are Tazariakians, meaning that not all of them teach that black people are the only Jews and the white Jews are the synagogue of Satan and white folks going to be in hell and slaves in afterlife. Like that's the doctrine that Kyrie supports. Yay, we can only assume that by his bigotry and his racist remarks, but Kyrie, there's no debate. The video he tweeted, in that video, it says terrible things about the Holocaust and Jewish people and you're fake. So there's no argument there. He tweeted can't say his name, Tazariak type of Hebrew doctrine. Okay, there are other Israelites that don't believe that. They just believe their argument is that we're Jews too. Okay, so I don't know what the man was talking. No man was talking. She trying to give Kyrie the Hebrew doctrine that we're Jews too. That's not what he was tweeting. We're the only Jews. Jews are responsible for their own Holocaust. All type of crazy. Hitler is good. All all crazy stuff. And that's the wild, violent doctrine that circulates to all of us. It's the dramatic doctrine. It's not the orderly, peaceful doctrine of Israelites. What's popular, and it's no surprise, is the extreme, violent doctrine of the Israelites and those cult groups. And I'm not standing behind that. We always say back during Jim Crow, like where was the good whites, or during slavery, like where were the good whites who didn't have slaves, who stood out against slavery? Where was the good whites during Jim Crow who fought against segregation and oppression and racism? We always say that. But now it's our turn to be the good black folks, to speak out against these things that happen in our community. Even the people who turn a blind eye to black on black crime and violence. No, we need to call it out and call people out. And let's be the good blacks that the good whites weren't, not enough of them during their time. All right, so that's the real change. That's the real change. Kyrie spoke of change, but that's actually the real change. Be what wasn't when it was needed at a time. Oh, it's real black atheist. Oh, okay. Oops. Oh, no wonder I ain't see it then. I don't get his. I get pseudo killer links. I don't get real black atheist links at all. But yeah, we could talk about that. I was gonna have Chief X on. I wanted Chief X and Unc on, really. Anybody else afterwards, I don't care. But I really wanted the main guest to be Unc and Chief X, and I wanted to talk about, have like a roundtable discussion on the Kanye West thing first, and then Unc. And I would be interested to hear other people's opinions too. I know Brother Garfield know a lot about the Hebrew history and all that type of stuff. So I might check out one of his videos to see what he said, what his opinion is. I know a lot of black folks be scared to be honest and speak what they really feel, because they felt like black folks is gonna call them the words that indigenous call us. So we be afraid to stick up, because and look, and listen, that same pressure that's applied to us who dare to stand up against black oppression, that's the same pressure that was applied to whites. So when you stay silent, when you're afraid to say what's really right, don't you ever condemn white people in this country who was afraid of the same actions because of the pressure, the opposition that they were faced with. You dig? And that's all I'm saying. So thanks, B Money. Yeah, so Corey was still here. Peace. Yeah, so Corey, I definitely want to hear your feedback on Ye. And I can't really promise a later live today because I'll be falling asleep with the baby, but I'll definitely be, y'all see me going live early in the day a lot because I'm not, it's nice. It's like the baby get to come outside and run around, and which he don't. He be tripping me out. He be begging to come outside. I think he gonna run around and have fun. Nope. He either sits down like he is right now, don't move anywhere, or lay down next to me, or he want to go. He's at the door trying to get back in. You let him back in, he's at the door to go back out. It's like I literally yesterday, no, the last night's day, not yesterday, day before yesterday. I literally had the door open, and he was in between, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, dude, you really don't know whether to come in, come out. Anyway, yeah, Poetic Empress. Yeah, no, Corey, right now, Chauncey, peace. Right now, I'm headed off to work. I'm leaving at 4 o'clock or somewhere around that time. Really, I supposed to leave at 4 o'clock to get him the link, but I'd be late with the link. I'd be trying to, like, you know how we do. Some of us black folks, we like to be there on, like, basically on time late, because the link's supposed to be there before on time. On time is like actually late, but I'd be abusing. Yeah, I ain't say abusing. I just be on some other time, and I get there. I send the link way late, but they seem to be fine with it. So, yeah, but concrete when I come back, or if I maybe I do go live, and maybe I just have it with me. All right, especially if it's nice like this. Yeah, no. That raccoon the other day. No. Okay, I'll be in the car then. I'll be in the car. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back my car up to the Wi-Fi signal like I normally do when I go live. That raccoon was crazy. It came after me. So I'll go in the car. I'll back the car up and I'll go live like I normally do. That way. All right. So yeah, I was on mute, didn't know, decent. That's what babies do. I'm like, really? So now he's walking everybody around to their car. It's funny. So anyway, let me get out of here. Thanks for showing up. But I do want to hear that raccoon that cost somebody. Yeah, that raccoon traumatized me, man. Now I want him, you know what I mean? Now I want to be prepared. Take his ass out so I ain't gotta worry about it. All right, but anyway, we out of here.
All the way down by the BMW. I mean by Sean.